Alright. Yeah, looking good. Alright, so next, I want to come back to the Skyrim specials. Oh, this was good. Let's fire it up. Okay, open the Skyrim. Fucking Streamlabs keeps crashing. Streamlabs keeps crashing. Good, good. Instant one shot. Nice. Okay, so oh, his aura. Shit. Uh, get out of it. Get out of it. Cool. Goddamn fucking one shots. Oh no. Oh, good. They can't aimbot me anymore. I would have been dead by now. I don't know where he is, though. There you are. Oh. Yep. I hit him. Fun as hell, yeah. Let's go take the ward to him. God damn it. Fucking jump. What is with you and jumps, man? Fucking... Yay, what's up, guys? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, like, Streamlabs is really crashing a lot. I don't know. Might have to reformat again. Why can't you do anything? Oh, you're out of charge, are you? Wait, you're out of charge now? Yeah. Okay, yep, nice. Oh, it's okay. It's alright. Oh, it's been 2 years of it. Streamlabs has been more of a bully than the Stream Sniper. It's caused me more pain and sorrow. Directly. I just need the programs that I pay for to work. I think it's a valid. I don't think I should have to spend my time to deal with all these all the software. Yeah, I mean, I game every night.
Get over to Mark. Watch yourself out there.
You know, sometimes I like to roleplay. No, not like that. I mean like pretending I'm a mud crab that goes around pinching people on the bottom. It's rather fun. You should try it. Role-playing, I mean. Although pinching bottoms is quite fun too.
When we have
You know, since you and I started to travel together, I have discovered something.
the fight to
I am
the
actually
Thalmor.
quite a good
They
fighter.
are the true enemy.
Don't you think?
Make no
Thank you.
mistake.
I will try my best to get even better. I see that you have a copy of the Thief of Virtue. If you
My
give it to
hatred
me,
for the
I can
Empire
read it aloud to you.
Thalmor and their bloody Imperial puppets out of the country. Then we will rebuild Skyrim into the land she once was. When we are done with that, we will take our army to the Dominion and show those pointy-eared bastards not every man is fit to be their slave.
Anytime.
Battle reveals who a man really is. Remember that. The Empire would have us become get over but wouldn't want to. You'll need to be careful with this one. The Jarl's men won't look kindly on you rummaging through the steward's quarters. I can always count on you, can't I?
Huh?
Oh shit, did I go the wrong way? Wait.
Wouldn't it be nice to just talk a little, you and I?
Oh no, it's a dragon. Oh, is he gonna burn me? Oh god, it's a glacial dragon. Son of a bitch. Why did it have to be a glacial dragon? Alright, well. Oh yeah, December 5th, Atlantic City, cool. Weekend events, script surplus, gold rush, and double score, cool. Yay, Scout's banner and something.
Why do you even exist?
You will be so dead.
Oh. Let's try and see if it hurts me. It is hurting me.
What's wrong with you? I'm not an enemy, you know. You're asleep. You're as good as dead.
Oh. Yeah? Okay. Whoa.
Violence will
Oh, that's good.
approach and identify yourself.
Oh, we can't get up.
Law-abiding citizens will not
Let's get up.
be harmed. False alarm. Standing down.
Ah!
Law-abiding citizens, please leave the area.
Good day to you. Hello there.
Nice score challenge, not bad. Ooh.
Good day to you. Hello there.
Gotta go to the settings of the world. View worlds. V for edit. Edit world settings. Free building. Camp power. Combat. Ooh, young succulent. Aloe gel is good money. Yep. Oh, yeah. So I don't need caps, but I do need stems. Let's see if I can make them. I just don't have purified water. Yeah. I have 31 step packs, but I don't have purified water, so... I will have to address the water situation. Why are you picking the cactuses I'm standing at? Fucking so annoying. Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, far-flung fireworks. Yeah. I want survival shortcut. And, oh yeah, skill 0, 3, oh yeah, plus hacking, and, yeah, there we go. Cool. Yep, the Master Infiltrator, fucking sweet. So then I don't need pick lock anymore. I'll take I'll rank up that. I'll take Butcher's Bounty, or well, yeah, I don't want that. I'll take oh, well, that's good. I don't really plan on using a lot of pistols is the problem. So I'll take the Butcher's Bounty. I think that's actually better. Man, where are all my fucking meds? That's crazy. Oh, there. Yeah, here we go. We'll just go all. Yeah, I have an infinite inventory now.
The responders are good people. They're trying their damn best, for sure. Things aren't good.
Doug, Carl, have left for camp.
Well...
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange.
All day. 3 sets of 12 reps. Dumbbell bicep curls, tricep extension.
Overseers, let's call these personal journals. Not an official law, just something for me. The Agricultural Center, one of my first posts as Voltec. I was so excited because I used to come to this same farm when I was a kid. I remember one year at the Autumn Festival.
There's Stimpaks, nice.
Going everywhere. I pressed the button. Hush!
I talked to Sheila yesterday about finding some...
Tonight, we bring you the final chapter of Who Goes There? A Strange Encounter in Flat Woods. In the last episode, Pioneer Scout Fred Fisher met a curious girl named Sally while hiding in the dark. But, as it turned out, they weren't alone.
wrong really bad. We have to get out of here. No, no. Stay put. Stay put. Stay put. Stay put. Okay, okay. Stop screaming. Ah, the light. It's so bright. That's where they come in to bring food, or when it's time to play. Sally, what's that helmet thing you're wearing? It looks like it's screwed into your head. Time to play. Time to play. Sally, what's wrong? Why are you acting like that? Time to play. Oh, Steve's now. Hey, they aren't human at all. Time to... No! Stop! Let me go! Sally, help me! I don't want to play! I don't want to play any games! No!
Red Fisher was found days later, wandering by the river outside Flatwoods. He was disoriented, but unharmed, save for 2 small wounds on each temple. To this day, Fred is convinced his strange encounter was real, and even continues to search high and low for a missing girl named Sally, whom he swears he met. So I leave it to you to decide, dear listeners. Was this simply the wild imagination of a frightened boy lost in the woods? Or was Fred Fisher, in fact,
Yes.
abducted by brainwashing aliens from outer space? Be sure to tune in next week for another thrilling chapter of Tales from the West Virginia Hills.
Oh, I missed your question. I'm sorry, number 2. Yes, you have to pay for Streamlabs if you want to multi-stream, yeah. It's free to use it all the time, but you can only stream to one platform. If you want to stream to others, you have to pay for it. I could pay Restream, I guess. I don't know. No, I don't think it's dumb because it's like multi-stream. I agree with you. I think it's annoying that they charge to multi-stream, but it is a reality. They charge to multi-stream. They can do that. It's their product. I mean, they can do that. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to modify weapons. I totally spaced it. Oh, I went out today, out at Rusco. Oh yeah. Oh, it was good. I went. You know, it was good. Yeah, it was pretty good. I paid my upkeep. I got metal, and base is doing great. And if they take it from me, I'll make another one tomorrow.
I'm not afraid of you. Uh-oh, did I scratch your face? You think you can beat me? Go ahead.
You won't land, and it's so annoying. Oh yeah, that fucked him up. There, now I can kill him. Save. I killed him. Oh yeah, fuck you.
You're lucky I so I can do unspeakable things.
Oh, get out of the water. Out of the water, out of the water. Yeah,
I almost feel sorry for you thinking
Oh, did you freeze? You did. At least I saved. At least I saved. Oh, it's okay. Close the program. I want to do something here. Borderless window, but I actually want bordered window. Yeah, there we go. A little bit better. Force it all to run in windowed. Much better response time and all that. There's purified water. Give me purified water. I want to make a lot of stims. A lot of stims. Not enough yet, but enough to make for probably for my purposes. Oh, I love my improved thing. Very good. Oh, cool. I didn't know I had that. Cool. Oh shit! I didn't. Well. Oh, there it is. It's just way at the end or something. Healing cell. Yeah, and I gotta mod that shotgun and I forgot. Now I'm ready to do the 4, but I wasn't ready until now. Oh, I got fire staff. I forgot about this. Oh, I gotta mod this shotgun. Oops. Oh yeah. I'm starting to have cool stuff for playing this game. It's cool. Oh yeah. Okay. What's up, Bob? Sorry, I was a bit distracted. How you doing? Ballistic ammo, not bad. Yeah. Oh yeah, he played some Minecraft, did you? Sweet. What did what did he build? Shit, I can load Minecraft. It takes like no resources. Oh my god, that's just crazy. Just crazy. Why? Why would he waste his time? I mean, if you're gonna make something, oh well. I guess if you're gonna make something, why not that? It's not against the law. It's not creepy, even really. I don't think. If you can make Epstein's Island, why not? Why not? I'm not a hater. I mean, why not? I mean, sure. Wow. Oh! Shit, he scared me. God damn it. Oh my god. Oh my god. It won't let me respawn or move. Yeah. Yeah, dude, like, I mean, like, they're, like, different when they're on video game. Like, they're, like, your real-life friends are different in real life, but on video games, they're different? Is that what you're saying? I don't really follow. That's Filja. Oh my god. I can't believe that shot. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Oh shit. This fucking guy. That's not good. That makes them worthless piece of shit human beings. Fuck, man. I mean, I'm just saying it how the rest of... oh, my God. I'm just saying how the rest of the society would say it. You know? Most of the rest of the society. Ah! But if they're just trolling, who cares? If it doesn't affect anybody, who cares? Oh, my God. How are they pegging these aim shots? Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, like, I mean, if it doesn't affect anybody, who cares? But if they're doing it in public, that makes them pieces of shit, though. Like, I'm just saying what everybody else would say. Yeah. It's bad if you do it in public. Makes you a piece of shit. Yeah, as long as it's not public, who the fuck cares what they do? That's how I feel about furries and all that stuff, you know? As long as they don't affect the public with it, they can go burn people in RimWorld ovens. I don't care what they do. As long as it doesn't affect the public, you know? Yeah, as long as they are pushing their shit on anybody else, who cares what they do? My issue with it in Rust is kids play that game, you know? The kids see the signs. And people who do that, people who put that shit on signs in public games like Rust and Minecraft and stuff like that, that makes them a piece of shit. And that's how everybody in society would say it too, except for other pieces of shit like them. Everybody else in society, from your mother on down to like the president and everybody in between, is going to be like, yeah, if you're posting racist shit online where kids can see it, that makes you a piece of shit. You know? But if nobody can see it, who cares? That's what video games are for, you know? Being creative, doing fun stuff, whatever. It reminds me of a story Asmongold told that still stands with me. This misogynist dude who got pretty famous on Twitch, and I laughed at it like Asmongold. I think he was a piece of shit, but I don't care what he does. That's the difference, right? And so he was going on RDR2 and using a lasso, and he was tying up women's suffrage, like voting people, and hog tying them and dragging them out of town for donations on his Twitch stream. Now, that's the public. That's him being a piece of fucking shit. Now, I don't care what he does, but I will call him a piece of fucking shit to his face, like everybody else in society will. You know? I missed what you said, I'm sorry. Oh, my chat is not open. Yeah, sorry. I missed what you said, Hub. I saw an interesting video essay on how with no war you see people doing more and more fuck shit because during times of war in the U.S. you don't see things like you do nowadays. Yeah, that's a good point. I like it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, I think if they're just letting loose online and saying fuck shit, as long as it's not around kids and it's not affecting the public, they could be burning people in ovens, frankly, as far as I care. If it's pixelated and it stays in their little world, I actually think it's kind of creative that they just want to get their frustrations out and stuff. They've got to get it out somewhere, right? So as long as, okay, what they used to say to my generation, okay, dude, Hop, everybody I ever met my age will tell you this, they will. They said, keep a diary or a journal or an art book that you draw in. And they told everybody in my generation this, right? So it was a generation filled of people who would angrily scribble in books, you know what I'm saying? Every time they were pissed off about something like that. I view being racist and shitty online in your own Minecraft server or whatever the fuck, I don't care about that shit as long as it's not the public, right? My issue with it is when it starts to corrupt other people around you into believing that that's normal. It's when it's harmful to others and that makes you a piece of shit. But like, you know, and the only reason I think that is because I think that's kind of like, it's like a judgment call thing. You don't want the community's children exposed to that stuff, so you call them a piece of shit when they do it, because God won't come down from the clouds and say, oh, you propagated racist material. The admin's not going to go ban them. Nobody cares what they do. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you keep it away from the kids and frankly the adults, because it's crass and it's shitty and it leads to lower forms of thinking and stuff, I think it's actually okay what they do. I wouldn't call it racist if it doesn't affect anybody. You know what I'm saying? But the minute they take it public and they put it on a public server, that makes them a piece of shit. And I've always thought this on Rust and WoW and all these other games. The minute they gotta shove it in another kid's face. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. This quote pretty much sums nowadays because there isn't any major conflict or war in the US, so people are just bored. I think so they go and do fuck shit. Yes, the more idle our hands are, the overpopulated we are, the more Uvalde, Texas is, and bullshit about racism and all this other shit we're gonna see. I absolutely fundamentally agree with you, Hopkins. Yes. That is correct. I wish it wasn't. But it is correct, and that is one of the lessons I've been trying to impart on my stream is overpopulation and problems and stuff. Sorry, the music is a little loud. I gotta fix it. Music's now annoying because it's gonna be like combat music the whole time, so I'm just gonna turn it down now. Yeah, so like, you know, there's no reason to judge anybody unless it's affecting others, I guess. But I think everybody is always affected all the time. They're always like when they see, I think racist material really bothers people, and that's one of the reasons why people do it. It's hard to say, you know. I don't make up what people are. I'm just trying to take swings at it. My issue is you'll see people on the left being like, "Fuck those guys," and I'll engage in the same behavior when I see people engage in racist shit online, on video games especially. I'm like, yeah, this is not the place to do that. This is where impressionable kids are, you know. Even in the most violent, fucked up games like Mortal Kombat and Call of Duty and like Warzone and like even Fortnite and stuff, you'll see these people trying to sort of shock value people with their weird racist comments and ideology and sprays and stuff that they use. And they'll say shocking shit like Keemstar in the fucking in the Discord or in the public chat and all this. And honestly, it's this weird thing where converging interests begin to converge at the trifecta of the problems there. One is exposure to children. Another one is their personal freedoms of being able to say whatever they want. This is America. They can say whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? This is America. They can say and do whatever they want as long as it doesn't harm another person, really. And so, but the problem is when you begin to defend their right to say that stuff, you begin to sound like somebody glad-handing or like kind of like oh poo-pooing or just boys will be boys kind of downplaying the effect of racism upon the children when they're exposed to it. If they think the N-word is normal and they hear it every day in the Call of Duty chat, they will begin to use that word normally. And that's where I have an issue with it. I've never understood why the community needed to make it public. When they're doing it on their own private servers with their own private friends and people who are okay with it, like, I think it's okay. But the minute that it upsets somebody else, this is, you know, I know I haven't gotten to what she said, but my mother raised me on one core fundamental principle, which is manners are God's money, which is one of the reasons why I never stole or harmed from anybody I ever met anyways. And like, I would steal from stores and shoplift and stuff, but I wouldn't do anything that would harm anybody I'd ever met or loved or respected or ever met, knew their name or anything like that. They call that don't shit where you eat. And so now my thing is like, we can't be permissive of this stuff if it affects the children. And I don't care what people's opinions are or what words they want to use. It's not my place to judge them on that. But now I'm in this interesting trifecta place where I want to respect their right to say whatever the fuck they want to say. And I'm not the thought police. So I want to respect whatever the fuck they want to think. And I don't want to step on their fucking personal rights to express themselves with whatever words they want to use, as long as it's not around children or people who might be offended by that commentary. And so it sounds like I'm excusing racism on the third part of the trifecta problem. It sounds like I'm excusing racism in the other corner of it by protecting their right to say whatever the fuck they want to say and think whatever the fuck they want to say, think whatever they want to think. So it's like, I'll die for their right to say it, but I don't think it should be around children and I don't think it should be in the public. And the problem at the center of the triangle, right? It's like three things. It's their right to say things, protection of their freedom of speech, the fact that it's crass and it's not good for children, And then the fact that, but I'll still die for the right to say it, creates this terrible trifecta of non-resolved issue around censorship. And then at the center of it, really at the fucking center of it, is etiquette. Manners is God's money. You don't normally take those things online around other people because they might not think what you think, or they might not be comfortable with the words that you use or the things that you say or you think. And so that's where I struggle with it. My answer to that is an old Yellow Wolf lyric, which is like, try hard to respect people for what they're believing in, even if it is racism. It sucks, but I kind of believe this. Even if it is racism, I kind of try to, I don't respect people for their racism. I'm saying I respect them no matter what I respect them as people no matter what they believe, as long as they're not engaging in acts of hate or jading people or jading children or trying to sway people how they think about it or any of this stuff. I want equality for the people. And so this censorship is something that I struggle with. I don't give a flying fuck what people do. Like, honestly, I'm okay with Nazi symbols on the signs in fucking Rust, and I shouldn't be saying this in public. But my issue with it isn't that I'm okay with it. I'm not. I'm saying it doesn't matter if I'm okay with it. I have the signs blocked out. So it doesn't matter what I think about the racism or whether I want it in my personal life or whether the etiquette is important or not, or whether children should be jaded by it or not. My bottom line is I don't want the crass, dirty thinking around me. I don't have any tolerance for it. I really can't handle bigoted speech in any way or form. I don't care how it comes. Because I would say, brainwashed by the left my entire life to be more intolerant of that stuff than any racist is of any people of other color. It's rare to find true racism and racists, and honestly, their intolerance isn't any kind of fucking intolerance like the intolerance that I inborn have as a liberal for any of that shit. You want to talk about intolerance? The strongest, most intolerant fucking people in the fucking, like, in the community are the deep, hardcore left-wing liberals who just don't want to hear that fucking shit. And I'm extremely, I'm talking way more intolerant of the language, the racism, the bigotry, the thought behind it, the critical race theory, the idiots, the idiocracy trying to bring racism as a way of killing the IQ of the masses and all the stupid ass power play bullshit, right? And I'm just trying to say, like, and I worked myself up here, like, I'll die for your right to fucking say it, but like, honestly, like, it's the same sort of bigoted fucking like intolerance that I fucking profess to hate. I am actually far more intolerant myself than any bigoted ass motherfucking racist towards bigoted ass motherfucking racists. I don't want them around me. I don't even want whiffs of them. I don't want to hear about them. I don't care what they think. I don't like their ideology. I don't want to hear it. I believe it is harmful to everybody that I know and love. It's this weird, crazy shit where it's like, God damn it, I will goddamn die for your right to say whatever the fuck you want to say and not judge you either. But boy, I'm the most intolerant, judgmental person when it comes to that shit. In the respect that it's not like I hang around like a right-winger might. When a right-winger might hear something that a leftist might say, like, fuck Trump and his 200 federal indictment felony ass. He's a criminal, fuck him, right? And they don't want to hear that, but they'll still listen to it, right? When I hear the hard R, I hard block, hard mute, and hard exit the fucking room from that person the fuck forever. I'm talking, you want to talk about real intolerance? I'm talking like real intolerance, and like mind is made up, never could change it, etc. To the most bigoted, I would say the most bigoted fucking people are the people like me, where I hear even a hint or a whiff of the racism, I think that's a piece of living shit that should eat its own piece of living shit skin until it fucking dies of eating its own shit. That's literally what I think. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is. So, like, and understand, my tolerance is far, far less than their intolerance of racist people. How the KKK feels about black people, or how the Nazis felt about the Jews, is how I feel about bigots. You know what I'm saying? So it sucks. You might think that the right wing might be the only, or whatever, not the right wing, but like the conservatives or the right wings in this world are running the monopoly on intolerance. But no, you want to see some real intolerance, deal with it from the left. We won't deal with you. We won't give you money. We won't talk to you. We won't let you on our social platforms. We won't let you around our kids. We don't like you. We'll warn everybody we ever met about you. We'll cut you out of the gene pool. We won't breed with you. We won't talk to you. We won't respect you. We won't laugh and stand around and be like, stupid libtard thinks this or that, blah, 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 but I still love him and listen to what he says. We straight up don't want to hear a single fucking word you ever have to say ever again. And we want to cut you out like some kind of excise cancer out of the fucking community. Because that's kind of how I do view it. That kind of bigoted ass, stupid ass shit. Sure, they want to fuck around on a Minecraft talking about racism or whatever the fuck. Sure, apparently you need to really act out on that stuff and make it public or whatever. Not public, but like make it a big deal on a video game or something like that. But also, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. My tolerance of it, I think this is what's so funny about it. The minute you see a Nazi symbol, that person goes on the block, mute, incel, loser, never make money, never have a life, vote right wing, and suck dick for the rest of his life reality, where he gets basically pariahed by 50% of the entire known fucking world. And and remember that at least 50% of the world is not white people. You know, at least 50% of it is not white people. So that whole attitude about superiority or whatever is like so ridiculous that I look at it and I'm like, oh man, I'll die for your fucking right to say or think whatever the fuck you want to think. But you guys kind of forgot how we can straight up blackball you out of reality. It's far, 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 far fucking worse than the burning crosses or, I mean, I'm trying to complain, I'm not trying to compare atrocities and stuff, but what will happen to a racist is far, far worse than what the racist wants to happen to other people. This is something that fundamentally needs to be said that I never hear anybody in the fucking community ever say. You know what I'm saying? Is that when you are a racist or you act like that or you identify as this and people kind of suss you out as that and shit, you'd be surprised how bad that can actually be for your fucking life. You want to talk about some intolerance? You want to know who I think is really guilty of intolerance? It's the left wing. We can't fucking stand that shit. We don't want to hear a whiff of it. We don't want to hear one iota of it or we ban, you know what I'm saying? Permanently for fucking ever, and we don't ever want to talk to you. Sure, you might live in the same town, but nah, you're persona non grata with me for the rest of the rest of our lives. We don't want you in our houses, etc. It's true intolerance. You'd be surprised how really, really tolerant a right-wing, conservative, racist person actually is compared to someone like me. I have zero tolerance for it. Even on a whiff of it, I'm like, well, you can think and believe whatever the fuck you want. Just don't do it around me forever. You know, forever, you know. And so I miss what Hop said here. I'm done with my rant here. A way to think about it is people would rather say more messed up things online because of social disconnect from real life in the flesh. Their psychology might be that it's just online, so they're better off saying it online rather than real life. No, there are a bunch of fucking pussies who really fancy wanting to have two different personalities, one online and one in real life. Except in real life, They were never really the hot person in high school. They never were the hot shit. They were never the prom king, like the prom queen, like me and my ex-A. They weren't, you know, they weren't top of their scene. They weren't top of the fucking international baccalaureate. They aren't hot shit. So they talk a lot of shit online. And maybe it is better off that they're saying it online, because in the real world, they wouldn't be talking shit. Something that you understand about winners don't talk a lot of shit. I was very surprised when Will Smith smacked fucking, what's his name? Chris Rock, because it's kind of crazy. Winners don't usually behave like that. They don't get down in the mud and throw some racist mudslinging and all this. And usually winners don't behave like that. That is usually the purview of losers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, tell me other people that is the purview of losers. I don't know why you would hang around people like that. I would X those fucking people out of your fucking life, Hop. I'm going to tell you something really fucking important here. That I do this to people in my life that I care about. So I'm going to say something really important to you, and you're going to brush it off. But I really encourage you to remember this for the rest of your fucking life. How you act in the next 5 years is going to dictate how the rest of your fucking life goes. Your lifelong friendships, your people, all the shit. It's a boomer, not my dad moment here that I'm going through, and I'm lecturing you. But I'm going to say it the way everybody else in every society is going to say it. You're only as good as your fucking friends are. If your friends are people who want to think these weird, aberrant thoughts about intolerance of other people, and all this low IQ, bullshit, white trash, retardation, right? That's cool if they want to just blow steam off online. I'm not talking about that. If they have thoughts like that, if it's in their soul to think like that, if they get a shitty little pleasure out of ripping words like that, you might be surprised how they actually are in reality. Now, when I was a kid, we used to rip the FA word and we used to call people like the J word and all this, and we call each other F words and all this other stuff. But we never really engaged in weird racist stuff. I want you to understand how that might kind of look to everybody else in the world. What you're kind of describing is a tiny racist right-wing cell of people who like to post weird racist stuff on stuff like Minecraft servers. And you know who it sounds like when you describe what it is that you're engaged in? It sounds like weird lunatic fringe nuts from the right wing online posting weird, racist, Bored Ape Yacht Club shit, living out that cliche. And you want to know, and this is the important part that I'm getting to, Hop, how you choose, the friends that you choose to be around for the rest of your life, if they're secretly like this in the background on a Minecraft server, who are they in the real life? You know what I'm saying? And you might know them in real life. Maybe you're like them in real life. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to pass judgment on them. I'm trying to say, if you choose to surround yourself with people like that, your life will not be one of intelligence or money or prestige or appreciation, or mainly respect and reputation is the big ones. The people around you will respect you more if you walk that centrist path down the middle and you don't hang out with secretly racist people. Yeah. So okay, so yeah, and also notice, Hop, that I didn't pass judgment on you. Did I? I like what you said. Thank you. I didn't pass judgment on you. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you hang out with. I don't care what they think or say. I don't care if they make racist stuff. I'm saying we have to make judgment calls as society, whether we care what they do or not. And this is that thing. It's hard to describe it without a lot of words. Without the judgment call of who you keep around you, right? And it sounds like you've made the judgment call. Yeah, you made the judgment call. Don't surround yourself with people like this permanently. It leads to stupid places, Hop, and how you choose in the next few years, these 5 years, you're getting this lecture from everybody in your fucking life, I guarantee it. If you surround yourself with fucking idiots, what do you think your life is going to be? It's a life surrounded with idiots. So just understand. So I used to be tolerant of these people when I was young, and until I cut them out of my life, A lot of stupid shit continued to happen to me, Hop. Until I cut the stupid out of my fucking life. And I don't think you have a problem with this. Until you cut that stupid out of your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? You will have a stupid life. So that's the best thing I can impart to you at this day and age. You know, 5 years down the line, it'll be too late. And you're going to think, this is what I'm trying to warn you about. You think, oh, I'll just fix it later. I'll get better friends later and all this stuff. No, it never really gets better until you just draw the line in the sand. And I used to keep a lot of friends like this around me. And the minute that I drew the line, my life got significantly fucking better. The minute that I got intolerant of the things that I couldn't actually stand and stop having people around me that forced that shit on me. You know what I'm saying? I had such a better life, and that's all I had to say. This was a constructive conversation. Thank you, buddy. And I'm sorry for any judgment I might have called your friends pieces of shit when you and I know that they aren't. They're just kids online, you know? So understand, I might fly off the handle and just call someone a piece of shit on the internet. But honestly, that might be projection. You know what I'm saying? It might be projection when I'm doing that. So understand, your friends are not inherently pieces of shit for acting like that online. The internet is for experimentation and learning about ourselves. I don't begrudge them doing it. When I was a kid, I have friends. You haven't met one of them, but you talked to him. You remember my friend Bagon? He related a story right when I was doing Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think you were in the channel when he told that story. Maybe you were. But he was taking the fish feasts in World of Warcraft and making Nazi symbols. And then he explained why he was doing this. That the rise that it got out of people like me is fucking hilarious. It's just fucking hilarious. And I know I take the bait. I'll take the trigger bait every single fucking time too, Hop. I've got a weakness for it. I think I just fell for the bait just now. Like, honestly, I think every single time I will weigh in on this motherfucker, and I will be like, be the change that you wish to see. If you don't like the fucking bigotry, stupid shit that these idiots engage in, don't keep idiots in your life. And that's the short takeaway. I'm going to stop the lecture now. And I'm sorry for lecturing you, Hop. One of the things I think I could do to kind of like, you know, try to take it in the other direction of, oh, daddy fucking Skycat's lecturing poor Hop again, or whatever the fuck, right? It's understanding that I really...
I smell? Washed these clothes like 3 times.
Jesus Christ.
Still think they reek of mutant blood.
Are you... I don't know. But anyways, you said, in about 8 months I graduated. I think that's a big factor too. They like getting people angry, yeah. And you know what? I think it's okay to be outraged when you see things that you believe are going to make other people feel hurt. This is why I've never liked... I like trolls... okay, you know what kind of troll I was, Hop? I'm a good troll. I'm better than you or any of them. I'm a better troll. Trust me. I'll tell them to uninstall and all this other shit. I don't fucking care. When I troll other piece of shit trolls. I don't ever target a nice person. Ever. I picked the worst fucking troll in the channel, and I fucking fractured their fucking butthole live in front of sometimes thousands of fucking people. I've done it countless times. So I rise to the bait every single fucking time. When I sniff out a troll, I will attack them cold-heartedly, totally careless abandon, right? Where I have an issue is those people that get outraged, you got to kind of look at it from their point of view. They see that other people in their community are hurt by these things, and they are empathetic towards it. I don't understand the psychology behind the troll disliking that and attacking the person. That person has empathy. If the troll kills all the world's empathy, what do you think's going to happen to the troll when they go to jail? 20 years. And this is my real problem with them attacking people, sort of, in a way, getting a rise out of them and getting a response out of a left-wing libtard like me, and who rises to the fucking bait. And it is like, fuck you guys and your racism and your systemic bullshit, and I'm sick of it. I've seen it my entire life. And you think it's okay because it's minor. No, it's not. It's never okay, etc., etc. And I rise to the thing, and I take the bait. I always have, always will. Never have, never will not do it. You know what I'm saying? Always have, always will. Never have. have not, never have not,
Forgive
done,
her
not,
outside.
not done it, right? I rise to that bait every single fucking time. My friend Bagon knows it, and he'll fly me down that rabbit hole, and he'll take me down it, and he knows it, and everybody knows it, and I'll take it. My difference is a smart human being values empathy, because when they inevitably make a fucking mistake, right? It's that old don't cry wolf thing. When the troll inevitably fucks up in their life and they go seeking empathy, they aren't gonna fucking get it. They're gonna get 20 years in fucking jail. Because all they did was feed off of people's empathy. Empathy is something that the troll should have stayed the fuck away from, in my opinion. Empathy is a good thing. It's one of those things that a good troll would eat a shitty troll's asshole alive over. If you're attacking the good people as a troll, you are a living piece of shit who should eat your own living piece of shit skin until you choke on your own pieces of shit that you're eating and die because you're a piece of living shit. You attack your own community like that over their empathy. I say you're a worthless piece of shit who doesn't deserve a community. Now, if you're a troll and you see, say, somebody who mutilates female genitalia because of a religion, there you've got a good target. Not the nice white kids in your fellow peer community who have empathy towards people who may have been or might be affected by systemic racism. You picked a bad shithead. You're a shithead target. You know what I'm saying? And not you, Hop. I'm not talking about you, Hop. I'm talking about the royal troll out there. They picked bad targets because they're low IQ. And it shows when you see what their targets are. And you see that they're just copycat little script kiddie cocksucking trolls who suck dick and fail at trolling all day because they pick bad targets. They pick people called lolcow or whatever for their fucking targets. I've got real fucking targets for you. Like the fact that the Japanese own 3/4 of the American debt. Go troll them. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it for racial reasons. Do it because they own 3/4 of our fucking debt. Troll somebody who actually deserves it. Go troll the Middle East for mutilating female genitalia. Go troll Africa for fucking apartheid. Go troll, etc. Like, use your powers of darkness for something not good, but definitely don't attack good people who have nothing to do with you. That is your community, and I have no respect for it. And I've slayed so many goddamn shithead, worthless piece of shit trolls in my life because they go firing off like some kind of fucking loose cannon of shotgun blasts. Often, it's disgusting. It's like watching dicks sprout out of their skin and spray semen everywhere, and it's like watching a baby rattlesnake grenade go off, blowing off over and over and over again, harming everybody except bad people. Trolls harm everybody but bad people. And then they go looking for sympathy, even though they ate on our empathy, and they made fun of us for our empathy, and we get so upset about the racism and all this shit. Oh, well, yeah, did you bully somebody online then? Go to jail for 27 years. Mandatory. Oh, well, you have no sympathy for me? I was just an internet troll. Come on, man. No, you made fun of us. You made fun of us for having empathy, so face 27 years in jail for being a cyberbully. You understand where this goes? It's exactly what's happening, too. And so they're trolls. They're pieces of shit. They live it and they're thinking it. And that shit, that inherent systemic racism is deep down in their little shithead, white, right, Republican privileged fucking little Eichmann souls. And I'm gonna you think I'm using a Skycat term, but no, there's a term for this shit. It's little Eichmann. It comes up on the stream all the time. It's a real term that's used in the New York Times and really established fucking periodicals and shit to describe people whose actions, while on an individual scale, may seem relatively harmless, like putting Nazi symbols on Minecraft and shit and saying, oh, I'll kill you on Minecraft and stuff like this. You know, worthless piece of shit trolls who should eat their piece of shit troll skin until they choke on their own piece of shit troll shit and die of being a piece of shit because you don't know how to pick a target, right? It may seem relatively harmless to you to feed upon the empathy of the people around you. Even to themselves, it might seem harmless and stuff. But taken collectively, you get Auschwitz. Create destructive and immoral systems in which they are actually complicit. And then they think, oh man, all I did was make little Nazi symbols. I'm not complicit. No, you are complicit. You're a little Fourth Reich piece of shit. You are complicit. And if you roll with them, you're even worse. You're not a little Eichmann. If you roll with them, you're even worse because you're not a little Eichmann. You're a centrist in the center who won't pick a side, right? Who is just being a tool for the little Eichmanns. And I don't respect it, and I never will. And trust me, the little Eichmanns have it all sussed out. They've got the power plays. Their parents did this to people. They learned it from their parents. You know, it's systemic, shitty bigotry, you know. And the name comes from Adolf Eichmann, you know what I'm saying? Who helped to orchestrate the Holocaust, but claimed in the Nuremberg trials, but claimed that he did so without feeling anything about his actions. He was merely following the orders of the people that he was hanging out with. You know, oh, he was just hanging out with them. He was just hanging out with them when they started burning Jews. He was just hanging out with them, and eventually he was like, "Oh, okay, well, they told me I had to do it, so I did." No, it's you're a little Eichmann. You're a little Eichmann. You are literally pushing what you think is relatively harmless shit, even to yourself. But taken collectively, it creates destructive and immoral systems in which they are actually complicit. And this is my issue with this. And now, what did Hobbes say, right? I think that's a big factor, too. Like, they're getting people angry. Be like Gideon and troll the KKK. Gideon is a win. Yeah, there you go. See what I'm saying? There's such a thing as a good troll. All these shitiots, they're shitiots, Hop. They're pieces of living shit. They suck cock for all their lives with no clue. And I don't mean this about some gay thing. I'm talking about they've had their fucking idiot asses so far up their own mouth that they got their own cock in their own mouth. You know what I'm saying? They've got their asses so far up their own fucking, their head up their own ass so far that they put their own cock in their own mouth. And I'm dead serious about this. Like, you know? They're so stupid like this. It's like really bad. So like they picked bad targets and they want our respect and our sympathy when they go to jail. Nah, you preyed off our empathy like cry wolf. You cried wolf. Oh, you care because I made a Nazi symbol? You're such an idiot. And you play on our empathy for years and years. So then we don't have any. And that's you get, and this is that thing that I try to tell people on the stream all the time. You put out to the universe exactly what you want back, right? And this is the secret. They made a movie about it, etc. You put out to the universe what you want exactly back, right? So, if you put out to the universe minor Nazi bullshit, that's what you get back. I mean, that's what the people around you become. And you poison the well, and you cause the Holocaust, and it becomes if it becomes normal to hear the N-word, it'll become normal to slavery will become normal again. It's a slippery slope. You know, it's a slippery slope fallacy, right? So yeah, Gideon does troll them. I remember Gideon doing he went to the KKK main members guy and he just started trolling them. Like, there's such a good thing. There is such a thing as good trolls, but it's not these shitiots on the fucking internet trying to make people feel sorrow because of their empathy. That's a fucking demon spawn from fucking hell who should choke on their own shit until they die. That's a demon from hell. It's somebody in the community trying to make everybody around them fucking miserable, like some fucking veritable demigorgon, fucking, piece of shit cocko demon, poop demon. That like literally is making everybody around them so negative and shitty because all of their systemic inherent racism and all their little things that they got to slide under the radar and all the shit that they got to push on people for shock value and all this other shit. Yeah, okay, well, you want to play on our empathy for 5 fucking years? Well, there won't be any when you go to jail then. You know what I'm saying? When they sign your social to Reddit, They're going to assign your social to Reddit in the next 5 years. Let's see how much of a troll you are then, you little piece of shit, white fucking, you know, acting on the internet person. You know, little like you're like a white thug on the internet wearing a mask. The only pistol you've ever seen is at the gun range. You're a piece of fucking shit. I'm sorry. And you scared everybody in the community, and I don't really want you here anymore. I don't want you on the internet, and they're going to tie your fucking social to the Reddit and the fucking 4chan and all this, and you won't be able to make your little systemic little like racist comments in Minecraft fucking swastikas anymore. And you understand what I mean when I say the tolerance. You want to see, you think you guys are so good, not you guys, but the right wing or whatever, the people doing this Nazi shock value bullshit, right? They think that they've got it all sussed out, but in the end, they're the ones who are going to end up in the work camps. It's kind of crazy like that. The tolerance for it can go the other direction too. They think that, you know, it's kind of crazy, but it can end you up in nasty places like prison in intolerance. You know what I'm saying? So we're pretty intolerant of the intolerance, you know? A good troll is Vlog Creations. Okay, so let's look at good trolls, you know what I'm saying? I look at those pieces of shit on fucking 4chan. Little fucking treehouse script kitty cocksucking, like biter bitches. Oh, I got the FBI's after me and all this shit. Yeah, you're not a thug, dude. You're a privileged white kid from the middle class. Shut the fuck up. Or maybe you're from the lower class. It occasionally happens. And you're living in a library off a cell phone like me. You know what I'm saying? But either way, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So now, what did you say? You said, Vlog Creations. I don't want to get into trolling on my stream. I don't support it. I'm sorry, Hop. I thought about it and I immediately was like, no. Be the change that you want to see. I'm not going to glorify trolling. I guess I will. I will take your. I think it's rude to not take your advice, but like I wouldn't normally like support a troll. Yeah, this is cool, but also I don't know why he's wasting these people's time. Like, I don't know why he's wasting these poor people's time either for shock value. Do you understand how it kind of comes across like yellow journalism? I know that's kind of a deeper phrase than most people are kind of used to, but it comes across like yellow journalism, Hop, like a little bit, like a little tiny bit, you know? I don't believe I'm going to watch any of that. I think it's good. It's just not my sort of video. Well, yeah, but I mean, still, I mean, is it staged? It looks staged. No, it's staged, Hop. It's staged, so it's sort of like, why the whole thing is a waste of time. It's staged, you know. No, okay, I don't know. I look at that and I think, my God, the camera value and all this. I guess, okay, I'll take your word for it though. If you say it's not staged, I say that I think you might be naive, and I'm going to respectfully disagree. I've heard the word naive on my stream before a lot concerning one person. So don't be like that person. If you think that's legit, I've got some swampland in Florida for you, buddy. And I'll respectfully disagree. That is staged. I don't even need to see it to know. That is staged. I can see from the camera value, it's staged. Now, the person might be real, but the entire thing is staged except for the person, and I don't like scripted. My ex, she was trying to figure out why I don't laugh much, right? I do laugh if it's I do laugh, but she couldn't figure out my sense of humor, and so and it took us a while. I had an epiphany about it this year, and I figured out what it was, and we came back and I told her. I said, I don't like scripted. It makes it impossible for me to laugh at it. So when I say staged, I mean scripted, right? So let's pull the guy one more time and we'll watch the video. And let's see now if you think I'm wrong, let's go have a open debate about it. And we'll go look at, something that's recent. He's doing one every 2 weeks to a month. Pretty steady for a long time. Do you see why I think you might be naive about this, Hop? You know what this plays and looks like? 10 seasons of a really good television show. It doesn't look like a dyed-in-the-wool authentic prankster. It looks like a very formulaic, scripted YouTube personality with a script and a team and workers and labor and editors. And I think he makes it look like it's really like grassroots. But I think what you're looking at is a team of 20 fucking people, Hop. And I think everything they do is scripted. And I don't think, and sure, the person that they play the prank on is legit. But all the rest of it is scripted. All of it. So I posit that I don't need to watch this show because I know that it's scripted in a way that it's going to be impossible for me to laugh. But let's try to laugh at it.
We're ordering pizza and having the same driver meet Jared at 3 different houses. Jared's not even going to acknowledge it. So his goal is to get the driver to take a picture of him in his underwear eating the pizza. And then we're going to the airport, and Rob is going to be wearing a full skydiving getup. And his goal is to, number 1, get through airport security. If he can do that, then 2, get somebody to agree to jump tandem with him. And then Jacob here is going to be going to the store to buy a picture frame, but he's going to put a picture of the cashier's family inside it. So his goal is to actually buy the frame and the picture.
This is not trolling, Hop. This is pranking. This is not a troll. This guy probably hasn't hurt the feelings of almost anybody in a long time. This is not a troll. I don't think. He comes across like Mr. Beast. You know? Cotton candy. Wall cotton candy. Okay, wall cotton candy. Okay, Vlog Creations. Wall cotton candy. I'm not saying it's not entertaining. I'm just saying it's impossible for me to laugh at this because I'm crazy.
Tell him what you want for Christmas, Gus.
New RV.
No, Gus,
Beautiful.
you tell him.
Can I sit on your lap?
Hawaii.
You never played Santa before? You'd make a perfect Santa.
I like your milk duds.
What? The what? Yeah.
It's a generational thing. I think it's hokey and hacky, and I don't like it, and it's too scripted, and I don't think it's funny. But we'll watch the whole video.
Calling on you. Have a great day, man.
Yeah, know him.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's not my thing.
I don't know who the guy is.
It feels like he's your best friend.
He hit you with the stick. Best reaction.
He said, you better straighten up, buddy.
Don't film people while they're showering.
What the heck?
Eric, come on, dude. Why are you filming us showering? I'm sorry, guys.
Are you zooming in on their feet right now?
Hey, guys, we're here at Siesta Key Beach. We never, ever come here. This is a brand new place.
Hey.
Sure, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Hey.
You can punch him for real. You can punch the guy in the front for real if you want.
Yeah, he needs it.
I don't think this is... I don't believe I want this on my stream. I'm sorry. And I won't... I'll just say nothing at all. I'm just too old for this stuff. I'll be the first one to say it. I'm just far too old for that hacky. And I don't understand how it was so scripted, but so hacky still. And I'm sorry, but it was hacky. It was hacky. I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I didn't give him the like and the follow. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Okay, so there we go.
A few hours later, the destruction had begun.
Destruction had begun.
Somebody had deliberately loosened the bolt on one of these toilets.
Yes.
So that when the next person flushed, water flooded everywhere, 2.5 inches deep. An emergency plumber was quickly on the scene, but the damage was already done. Water had leaked through the floor and onto the basement servers below. Meanwhile, staff and security are threatening to throw out some of the guests. They had disabled the fire alarm so they could hotbox.
There's this point where everyone realizes that I don't like the things that they like at all. And I want you guys to understand that. Everybody I've ever met, even my mother, will eventually tell you that I pretty much don't have the same taste as anybody I've ever met. And I'm sorry that I don't like the same things.
Obviously, there are reasons.
I saw no value there. I was
that.
like, oh, cringe.
Down at the hot tub, someone took all of these towels and threw...
like my stream. I have no value in my stream. It's just it's a 50-year stream to show my life while I watch videos and play video games and stuff. There's no inherent value to it, which is why I don't like really charge anybody for anything. It's like, you know, so it's like kind of crazy. So watching what he does with it, I did not think was a good use of his time. He has 4 million subs, and that's what he chooses to do with it. And I'm sorry, but I really do feel that way, and it's judgmental. But it's not. I don't care who he is. More power to him. I thought he was cool. I liked him. I liked his vibe and his energy and stuff. But I don't think I would. I don't think I could morally have 4 million subs and do that. And I won't have 4 million subs, because I can't do that. I will never light my own asshole on fire in public to get those kind of hits. And I'm sorry, I don't respect it, and I never have. And it comes across like I need to talk shit about it, but I don't. Just gonna leave it there.
Them into the spa, but not before rolling up towels
the
and
guitar
stuffing
is
them
so
directly
annoying.
into the pump, causing thousands of dollars in damage. And they stepped it up a notch from DashCon, from going number 1 in the ball pit to going number 2 in the swing. Back at Grafton, there were rumors that someone had drilled a glory hole into one of the stores, although this wasn't confirmed. But what was confirmed was a haul of over 2,000 nitrous oxide tanks.
Wait, I'm missing the funny things. I'm missing the funny things, damn it. I didn't think there was gonna be this many. You. Everything I do is a meme because I am 20 years older than everybody else here. It's like weird.
And they stepped it up a notch from DashCon, from going number 1 in the ball pit to going number 2 in the swimming pool.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. Fucking turrets are the only thing that can actually aim. It's so stupid.
Back at the bathroom, there were rumors that someone had drilled a glory hole into one of the stalls, although this wasn't confirmed.
Wait, I want to hear this again.
And they stepped it up a notch from DashCon, from going number 1 in the ball pit to going number 2 in the swimming pool. Back at the bathroom, there were rumors that someone had drilled a glory hole into one of the stalls, although this wasn't confirmed. But what was confirmed was a haul of over 2,000 nitrous oxide canisters
2,000
laying around in rooms and hallways.
Nitrous.
So that was just the start of
Okay,
it.
so the fastest way to kill your brain is nitrous. If you do a lot of nitrous, as I have done, you will kill your brain, as I have.
First, a couple of guys overindulge in mushrooms and need an ambulance.
Mushrooms.
Then a staff member gets arrested for sexual assault. Then someone else is arrested for regular
Sexual assault.
A few others drank too much and needed a second ambulance. And on the other side of
Second
the car
ambulance.
park, 2 more people are being arrested. One for
A
drugs.
second ambulance. Oh no. Second ambulance. So you go to the con, you are so drunk by 1 o'clock in the afternoon that you don't make it through the afternoon, and they take you away in a stretcher. And so you go to the hospital, they pump your stomach, you get out of the hospital at like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. or something like that. You go back to the con, you begin to drink again, you drink too much, and by 8 or 9 o'clock, you're back in the ambulance again for a second time. Now, this has never happened to me, but it's now a live stream. It's a live stream now. That's winning, my friends. W-I-N-N-I-N-G. That is winning when you are taking a second ambulance ride. I don't care what you think. I think that's winning. Second ambulance ride is now #1 goal on my bucket list.
Drug possession, and the other for dealing.
Drugs was the major problem.
Drugs was the major problem. When you're a furry, you probably do a lot of meth. I mean, let's just say it frankly. You probably do a lot of meth if you're a furry.
Meanwhile, you have these guys
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's really attractive how you have a diaper on right now.
roaming the halls. They call it crinkling, after the noise it makes when they walk around.
Why do furries wear diapers? Oh, because they're in the costume and they don't want to get out of the costume, so they wear adult diapers. So they go to the con and they wear and they call it crinkling because logically they have to do that, because if they have to get out of the suit 7 times a day to go to the bathroom, they spend all their time getting in and out of the suit, which breaks the suit. The suits are really expensive. So rather than that, they just wear adult diapers all day because they're not getting out of the suit.
And yes,
probably a ton of them don't get out of the suit ever anyways.
Some of these diapers are full. The other guests weren't too pleased. Later on, they're just throwing food and diapers in the gardens and stairwells. They were behaving like animals.
One thing that's important is we do ask that you guys all be really good back to the hotel. You know the elevator buttons? You really don't have to use your foot. Just thumb them.
A few hours later.
Put your pants on and stop breaking shit!
But that wasn't the end of it.
There was an incident with diapers being found on people's cars.
Why are these adult humans wearing adult diapers at their adult furry con?
The hotel was left in ruins.
4 to 6 weeks later.
The Hilton submitted a letter listing all of the reasons Rainforest would not be allowed at their venue from now on. The hotel damage was more than all of the other cons combined that year. But it wasn't just the damages. Rainforest was insured and had over 150 grand in the bank to pay for it all. Rainforest was just so toxic that they said, "No thank you, take your money elsewhere." But that became a rather large problem, because big hotel chains talk.
And they sue.
Hilton talks to Sheraton, talks to Marriott, talks to Holiday Inn, talks to Hyatt, talks to Best Western.
Yeah, don't fuck around with Hilton.
But
don't cross Paris Hilton, because you know you might not be able to get a room at the Motel 6 anymore.
There's more. Someone was sending detailed letters to nearby venues, warning them why they shouldn't host the next Rainforest. Soon, there isn't one hotel in Seattle that has a convention center willing to host them.
No other hotel this side of the state wanted to take us from Seattle to Bellingham.
What's interesting is that the organizers knew who was sending the letters.
These are the things that were talked about in that letter, and you're pretty much the only person who could have run that. Yeah, in my heart of hearts, I know who it is. It means motive and opportunity around, and it pisses me off.
In case you missed that, what he's saying is whoever sent the letters was the same person who was putting diapers on these cars. Running low on options, they started to look further outside of the city. They managed to find a venue in Spokane that was willing to give them a shot. But by February, none of that mattered. The diaper-wearing saboteur had sent out another letter, and Spokane backed out. So Rainforest 2016 was cancelled. And that's the story of Rainforest. So far. Unlike DEF CON, Rainforest is coming back, and Rainforest 2017 promises to be bigger and better than ever.
RF 2017, they're bringing it back! They're bringing it back! Yes! Oh, so many memories! So many memories!
So many memories!
Oops, never mind. As I was editing this happened. So it's cancelled forever. Bye! One last thing. A couple months ago, I made a video called Balloon Boy, The Untold Story. Soon after, Richard Heaney got in touch.
Here it is, right?
For a follow-up to this story, check out my second channel, Incognito Mode.
Oh no.
Hi there. You're probably wondering how I got this tan. Well, let me tell you the story. It begins with a man by the name of Billy McFarland. Billy was a good boy. At 22, he had dreams of becoming a super wealthy entrepreneur, dropping out of college to start a business called Magnesis. Over the years, he managed to network with some powerful people. One of them was Ja Rule. Translated from German.
Ja Rule. He's
yes,
always.
Rule.
It's always such a good thing when Ja Rule is involved.
Mr. Rule, he said, I have a brilliant idea.
Like, word, like, yo, what happened? Woo. I'm like, yo, this thing too wild. Fucking this bitch. Woo.
Precisely. Great minds think alike. 2 weeks of absolute luxury in the Bahamas. Mr. Rule. Promotion began in late 2016. Fire promised beaches, ladies, gourmet food, luxury villas, hosted on a private island in the Bahamas called Fire Cay, once owned by Pablo Escobar. VIP tickets up to $250,000. Swimming pigs. Blink 182. Major laser. A steel drum. Welcome.
A steel drum.
Fire Festival. The best 2 damn weeks of your life. I bought my ticket immediately. The day arrives. About 5,000 people are making their way directly from Miami Airport, and there are huge delays to get to Fire Cay.
Please stop that.
Although I shouldn't
Please
say
stop
Fire
that.
Cay, because it doesn't exist. In the marketing, they referenced this island, which is actually Norman's Cay, run by George Young, not Pablo, by the way. But that doesn't matter because we're not going there either. We're going to Great Exuma. Private island? Forget that. Population? 7,000. In fact, we're basically in the parking lot of a sandals resort. In the end, only about 500 of us make it to the island. The remaining customers' flights are cancelled. You're about to see why. We hauled onto a school bus and take it inside. Grab a lot with a bunch of FEMA tents. Remember those promises of luxurious villas? Pranked ya? Enjoy your stay. And don't forget your complimentary cup of UNICEF rice.
UNICEF rice.
Once there, no one knows whose tent belongs to whom, so staff try getting everyone into a line. Then they abandon that idea and tell everyone it's a free-for-all. Expecting a party, this guy took all of his drugs on the flight over.
Nice.
He's the only one having any fun.
Oh. Fuck it, let's party, man. Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah.
Us is grumpy because it's been 5 hours.
Yeah, this is me. This is me. I'm like this.
Expecting a party, this guy took all of his drugs on the flight over.
Why not?
He's the only one having any fun. Everyone else is grumpy because it's been 5 hours and there's no food. In lieu of food, staff decide to start handing out tons of free tequila. This only exacerbates problems. Once the food does arrive, it's just as delectable as promised, though. Gourmet craft single there. A few hours later, bags arrive on a shipping container. It was getting dark and there was no lighting.
So everybody's walking around with their cell phones trying to look for their luggage.
Plenty of people had their luggage stolen. But don't worry, if you have any valuables, the festival advertised top-notch security. Here it is. But no one told guests they had to provide their own lock. There are rumors of muggings by the locals.
I heard rumors of feral dogs.
A tent supposedly caught fire. The closest beach has a rampant shark problem. Staff don't have any uniforms or walkie-talkies, so no one knows who's in charge, and the people who are in charge can't talk to each other. Here's the bathroom. Many staff quit after only a couple of hours. For the few customers who were willing to just make the most of it and enjoy the music, they had some bad news too. All of the major musical acts pulled out. In fact, Major Lazer wasn't even confirmed to go in the first place. The event was promoted as cashless, so all people had were these useless Disney bucks on their fire band, which meant they couldn't buy anything or catch a cab if they were stranded. And even with only 500 people, there are too few tents and beds, so everyone is just stealing each other's. And for any of you thinking you could just escape to the sandals, bad luck. It's peak season and they are absolutely full. People are reaching out to the embassy for help. After a few hours, most people chose to go back to the airport, and the rest were forced back home when the Bahamian government stepped in. The festival was closed. But the exodus from the island made its own problems. Guests spent hours dehydrated and hung over in a hot building. Why staff locked the door isn't entirely known. But one girl fainted before they were finally reopened. Everyone gets home and that was the end of it. Except for me. I was rescuing someone, helping them out, and I got lost in the woods. Anyway, back at home, the shitstorm on social media was just ramping up. The Reddit r/Fire Festival was created, and it started documenting everything that went wrong at the event. People were circulating a fake tweet by Jar that the whole thing was a social experiment.
By Jar!
And it quickly turned into a marketing case study of what not to do. In response, Fire started serving cease and desist letters to stop people from saying mean things about them.
Mean things.
Mr. Rule released an official statement
Don't
online,
say mean
both
things.
apologizing and saying that it's not
Don't say mean things about Ja Rule. Come on, please.
his fault. Interestingly, he wasn't even on the island at the time. He was giving a concert in Chicago.
Ja Rule.
Although, to their credit, they offered everyone a full refund. Or you could always let it ride and opt in for tickets to 2018's Fire Festival.
And a VIP ticket to next year's firefight. If they decide to go. Exactly. Next year.
Meanwhile, Billy is on full damage control. He claims that a storm came in the night before and changed all of the marketing into lies.
We got to a point that we were very excited about on Wednesday night with how the two sites looked, and we got hit by a big storm.
But the apologies weren't enough. A few days later, and the first lawsuit was served.
Attorney Ben Mysalis doesn't think it's funny.
Ben Mysalis? Not Ben Mysalis on Inside Edition. Oh no, Ben Mysalis.
A few days later, and the first lawsuit was served.
Attorney Ben Mysalis doesn't think it's funny.
It's not funny. Meh.
He's filed a $100 million class.
Fucking Inside Edition. I can't tell you how much I passionately hate Inside Edition.
Action lawsuit against the organizers.
Then another suit. Then 7 more.
Then 7
more.
more.
Then the feds got involved, claiming
the
Billy
feds
had
got
committed
involved.
wire fraud. Serious charges with serious prison time. More on that later.
More on that later.
Right now, let's go into the history of Fire Festival. The marketing was clever. To get the word out, they got in touch with about 400 influencers, Instagram celebrities, and they offered them VIP tickets or cash to promote the event. They even managed to get Kendall Jenner to post about it. Rumor has it she was paid $250,000 for this post. Their marketing worked though. The festival sold out. So how did it go so wrong? Let's start with the money. During the planning process, a consultant came in and said the festival would cost $50 million and require another year of organization.
They should have planned this 2 whole years out.
This is after they made all the promises, and they had nothing near that amount, so they started cutting expenses way back. Remember those luxury villas? They were going to cost $10 million alone, so they scrapped them. Now everyone gets a tent. Deposits for the bands? Nope. Food, infrastructure, staff, all were cut back. But you may ask, how did they have so little cash if they sold out? It's the price. It was way too low. Now wait a minute. Up to $250,000 a ticket is too low. In fact, on social media, people were so merciless and unsympathetic towards the guests because they thought it was a bunch of rich kids paying for tickets with a starting price of $12,000. And you can thank fake news for that assumption. You see that number repeated everywhere.
12,000.
But actually, very few were paying even close to that amount. The standard price was around $1,200. Which, if you think about 2
Someone
weeks
made
in the
a
Bahamas,
zero.
practically all of your expenses taken care of, that's pretty bloody good. In fact,
Hi, I
some
love you.
tickets were
Hi,
as
guys.
low
Hi,
as
guys.
$500.
6 months ago.
Only $500 for a ticket to a con. Yeah. Yeah, I got a ticket to a con. If you buy this ticket, you got conned.
And got the early bird special for about $500, and this covers
For about
food,
$500.
transportation, ticket, and somewhere to sleep.
How on...
I mean, yeah, for 500, that's actually really fucking good. An all-inclusive journey for $500, almost anywhere, is actually really fucking good. I would have taken that just as a vacation. I would have been like, Mom, I'm taking some money out of savings and I'm going to some stupid convention and I'm not even gonna go to the convention. I'm just gonna drink at the bar down the street. Yeah, I bet there is a documentary about this. Yeah.
Earth were they going to break even with that? They weren't.
They
and
weren't.
On the flip side, there's no proof whatsoever that anyone purchased a $250,000 ticket.
No.
So basically, they're stuffed. Billy has to start taking tough short-term loans just to keep afloat. Which, by the way, is why they did the fire bans. It was to raise cash. It's reported that up to $2 million in Firebucks in-game currency was spent in the lead-up to the event. But this wasn't even close to enough. Practically broke, and with the event only a few weeks away, the more experienced staff suggested postponing. But thanks to those short-term loans, he couldn't. So he insisted on going forward.
Yeah.
Those staff tried to control the damage.
Yeah, he just believed, and I mean, I feel bad for this guy. It's just...
by telling celebrities and public figures not to go.
How was the fire festival?
So, Billy and Ja are in some serious trouble.
Oh, not Ja Rule.
But let's please have one failed
God damn it. Every time a clown goes full Super Saiyan clown and pretty much starts falling down the hill with all the other clowns. He brings Ja Rule with him. One of the ways you can spot a clown, like Dennis Rodman or somebody like that, anybody hanging out with Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-un, or you know what I'm saying, like you can always spot a clown because they're in the background. There's some Hitler type or something like that.
That has a sequel.
Fucking Ja Rule.
Well,
fuck Ja Rule. Ja Rule poisoned the fucking radio for like 10 fucking years. Thank God for Lil Wayne. And okay, I didn't know how good Lil Wayne was, but okay, when Ja Rule was done with shitting up the radio, it took Lil Wayne 3 years of like 8 top 40 hits to drag us out of that garbage era. But man, I will never forget what Ja Rule did to the fucking rap stations. It was so fucking bad. Yeah, no. Me, I wouldn't, I mean, I mean, who wouldn't want? I mean, you know, who wouldn't want to hang out with Kim Jong Un? You know, he's.
Billy is out on $300,000 bail. His assets were frozen as.
Oh, I
of
never
May
finished the
18th.
cave.
He's
The
off his
cave.
expensive attorneys. He's selling his property in New York. He tried to sell Magnesis for $150,000, but it was cancelled for being fraudulent. Massively in debt and with no hope of paying it back, Fire went into involuntary bankruptcy. And that is the end of Fire Festival. I'll keep you posted about whether Billy is going to jail. So long, Fire Festival.
So long, Ja Rule. Why did the clowns always show up with way worse clowns? It's like you say the demon's name and you summon them, and then standing behind them is like a lieutenant general demon with like extra horns and bigger wings and stuff. But the problem is the bigger extra big lieutenant general demon is like has got bigger clown shoes because he's a bigger demon. So he's got bigger clown shoes, which makes him look even fucking dumber and funnier than the dude who made the Fire Festival.
You were too beautiful for this world.
Oh my god.
And as for me,
let's make a festival based off famous people or whatever. I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know.
This video is brought to you by CuriosityStream. Get access to
She is having way too much fun.
CuriosityStream and my streaming service Nebula, and check out my Nebula exclusive video.
She's having too much fun. Okay, sub and like. I like it. She's fucking beautiful for one thing. Oh my god. Every once in a while, you see, okay, for some reason, okay, this is my type. Now, this is a girl next door. I wouldn't put a number on her because that's just rude. But they always have buck teeth for some reason. They always have beautiful big ears that stick out past their wonderful bangs. They dye their hair red, but they're brunette. And they always wear really cute red lipstick in a beautiful shade that shows off their beautiful brown eyes. My high school best friend was exactly like this girl. Looked exactly like her. I wouldn't be surprised if it was her. It's not her, but it looks so much like her. It's crazy. And so, something about that type. Oh my god, those eyes. Brown eyes.
When you sign up for CuriosityStream at CuriosityStream.
Brunettes with brown eyes, you know what I'm saying?
.com/SarahZ with the coupon code SarahZ. Okay, I swear I'm not like a Tumblr hit.
Fucking hot. She's a hipster douchebag. I fucking love hipster douchebag girls. Oh my god. I've got a weakness for it. It sucks. They come trouncing through their life. And they'll come trouncing through your life and they'll tease you. They'll be like, you would have sex with me. And I'd be like, yeah, I would. And they're like, oh, you should. And like, they're so crazy.
History channel, but this account called Heritage Posts just got made, and they've been sharing a bunch of content from 2013 Tumblr. And
oh my god, I want to meet this girl and date her. Fucking A. Every once in a while you meet somebody that's actually your type.
Enough war flashbacks that I felt like I had to make this.
Yeah.
On July 11th, 2014 at 9 o'clock p.m.
She's getting cereal. She's like, okay, now for the tea.
Hundreds of congoers were crowded into a large convention hall in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Look how cereal she got. It's freaking me out, man. She's like super cereal, man.
They were told
okay, she went from like super happy intro.
.com
Da-da-da, smiley, smiley. Smiley, smiley.
Okay, I swear I'm not like a Tumblr history channel, but this account called Heritage Posts just got made, and they've been sharing a bunch of content from 2013 Tumblr, and it's been giving me enough war flashbacks that I felt like I had to make this. On July 11th, 2014.
Okay, there it is. Now watch. The minute that she starts the actual history, she goes from jovial talk show host to vengeful SJW or something like that, and now watch her face. See, smiles are still here. They're still here.
Posts just got made, and they've been sharing a bunch
now
of
watch,
content.
but immediately she immediately, like I'm talking, went from the slow lane over on the far right side of the highway all the way to the speed lane in under a second, and bam, went boom down that road. Now watch.
In 2013.
Now watch the expression on her face change.
Tumblr, and it's been giving me enough war flashbacks.
Now then she remembers this.
I felt like I had to make this.
Yeah.
On July 11th, 2014.
There it is. There up. Here it is. There's the look. See, the minute she went serial business, this girl's not fucking around. I don't know. No. There was no. There's a cut right here.
That I felt like I had
because she's gonna get mad. She's mad
to make this. On July 11th, 2014, at 9 o'clock
she got mad.
p.m., hundreds of congoers were crowded into a large convention hall in Schaumburg, Illinois.
See, now she's getting kind of crazy with it. Yeah.
They were told
not crazy. I'm saying like she's very serial about this. She's serious.
The convention they were attending was about to be shut down as the hotel had spontaneously.
My God, she's fucking beautiful. She's like half my age. I always like them when they're half my age. It's disgusting. I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking about really hot 25-year-old girls. I think it's okay to be okay. I'm 40. I think it's okay for me to be somewhat attracted to 25-year-old women.
Demanded an additional 17.
I think it's okay. That's not sick, right? It's wrong and it's weird. But it's not sick to lust after a 25-year-old woman, I don't think. I mean, as a 40-year-old, it's not like I'm going to date her. I just think she's sexually attractive.
$1,000 in booking fees.
I love how she's got, notice she did mascara on the right eye, but not the left. And my ex would actually really fucking like that. My ex would like that so much, I think.
If they could not raise that...
Yeah, you can see it. So I know she did mascara, but one side faded.
...money by the end of the hour, everyone there would be kicked out. An empty bag was passed around the room, and the congoers were asked to put as much money as they could into it. Some people reacted with anger.
Why do they all do this? Every one of these cons, they all meet in some fucking auditorium or something at the hotel or whatever, and they all try to fleece everybody who's sitting there.
And hostility, screaming at the organizers that they were being extorted and that the story did not
like
add
why
up.
do they like this is like the 10th time I've seen a picture like this where they gather the entire community and they're like, okay, now pay us $150,000 or nothing happens. And like that's disgusting. Why would you bother?
Gladly helped, contributing.
See, this is that thing, Hop. I try to tell people I just don't have tastes like most people. I'm sure there's some people who like brunettes out there, but yeah, I'm a brunette, brown-eyed girl. She's my brown-eyed girl, you know.
Cash or
what's that? That's Van Morrison.
Online donations to the $17,000 pool. In solidarity, hundreds of people raised 3 fingers to the air in true Hunger Games fashion. Organizers led the group in performances of Do You Hear the People Sing and We Are the Champions as more and more money was raised.
We are getting fleeced. We are getting robbed. We have been scam artists and now we've been conned. It's even called a con.
By 9:45 p.m., the hour was almost up. It was make or break.
We need $150,000 right now. We need it. We really need this room to give us $150,000.
If this collection of Tumblr teens and congoers hadn't raised the money, the 2 remaining days of the convention, including
where did they get the money?
A steam-powered giraffe performance and a Welcome to Night Vale live show could not go on.
Welcome to Night Vale Live.
The mood in that room was a mix of outrage, anticipation, and
Welcome to Night Vale Live.
Solidarity. This was DashCon 2014, and it was only the first.
I mean, Night Vale's awesome. It's
night
just
of the convention. Things were going to get weirder. DashCon has been talked about before, namely by the YouTuber Internet Historian, who made a 10-minute mini-doc with a bit of backstory and footage about how it
but I want to know. I like her. I want to see what she says.
Horribly wrong. But while I think it accurately...
I like her a lot more than Internet Historian. Want to know why? Internet Historian has a penis. I like her a lot more. I don't care.
...of buck wild that went on at DashCon. There's a lot of...
My God, when you smile, it melts my fucking heart. Jesus Christ, I never see women that are actually my type, but there it is. That's it.
Context and behind-the-scenes stuff that video missed out on. Also, I don't want to just make fun of the people who went.
She's also super smart.
Especially when people were excited about a thing is like the least weird thing at that con.
It's not because she's not because she's beautiful. Her diction, her language, her intelligence, the way her grammar. This is a well-trained, intelligent woman.
video, I want to talk about not just what happened, but how and why it happened.
Why?
And why it got so bad.
Why did this
it's taken on
happen?
A near mythical status.
Yeah,
6 years
why?
later.
Why?
I want to thank Tumblr user Heritage Posts, whoever they are, for reminding me of DashCon, as well as the editors of the Fanlore Wiki and Tumblr user Emoticon Indie for being a great research source and compiling a lot of this information. DashCon began as an idea in March 2013, cooked up by a small group of 20-somethings who thought, you know what would be really cool? A Tumblr convention where members of different Tumblr fandoms could meet up and we could have panels. They decided to call this TumbleCon USA, and on March 11th began a $4,000 Indiegogo campaign to fundraise for it, called the TumbleCon Startup. As you might have noticed, that's not nearly enough to organize a con, and it can cost well into 6 figures to organize a successful convention. The money wasn't intended to fully fund the entire convention, but was instead meant to help them pay for some software we need, file additional forms, and pay fees for applying for more grants on top of the few for which we have already applied. There was no mention of what previous experience the organizers had, which grants they were applying for, or what their plan was if these grants didn't pan out. It's also...
I don't think the wine was a good choice. I think it's making her arm tired, and I think it's good that she's reaching out to her community in a particular way. She's trying to reach out to the intelligent white women or whatever. I don't know white women, but women. Intelligent women. She's got the glass of wine, she's got an affect, and she's trying to be hipster douchebag, and I love it. But also, I don't think it's a good look for her. Do you see it? I also don't think it's a good look for her. I don't think it's a good look for me, and I don't think it's a good look for her. I'm sorry, but I don't believe it's a good look. I think my ex would disapprove.
Also worth mentioning that the campaign was a flexible funding one. Basically, that meant that even if they didn't meet their goal, they would be able to keep their money. The rewards varied from getting business cards with...
Like, I get it. I guess it's cool for a prop, but I would have dropped it after the first 45 seconds of the video and put it down, because now it looks like she's laboring to use it like a prop, and it makes her look insecure, and she is insecure. You can see she's insecure. She's got an imposter syndrome because she's young. She's like 25. She's got imposter syndrome, so she has to have a prop to prop herself up with. And it's unfortunate because she's strong enough to do it. She's rich. She's strong enough. She doesn't need the prop, you know what I'm saying? But drop the glass, you know what I'm saying?
Tumblr URL on them to...
I like the wine, and I like that she's drinking, but I also don't think it's a good look for honestly, I think, you know who I think watches this girl? 15-year-old girls. So the wine is kind of bad for her community. It's just like the racism, you know what I'm saying? It's bad for the community.
Single pouch of Adiago tea to a t-shirt and gift basket. Only 2 people claimed the $500 t-shirt reward, and it's unclear whether they actually got those t-shirts. Regardless, the Indiegogo campaign swiftly met its $4,000 before, and by the YouTubers and Meg were both about in their 30s when they entered this business partnership.
God damn it.
Panelists and would to most Tumblr users convention, DashCon was viewed with an atmosphere of hype and excitement for the months leading up to it. I didn't go to DashCon, and I don't know anyone who did, but I know several of my friends were disappointed that they couldn't go because they wanted to see Steam-powered Giraffe and meet up with their Tumblr friends. So imagine the disappointment, the shock and awe that people felt when DashCon actually happened. 'Cause it was bad. At this point, this wasn't immediately apparent to most Tumblr users, but there was a lot of bad stuff happening behind the scenes. In particular, the 3 main organizers, Meg, Roxanne, and Kane, were having some disagreements. Roxanne's job was to plan and organize Artist Alley, Meg was the primary contact for guests and panelists, and Kane organized interviews. It's hard to find first-hand accounts from any of the people directly involved, but multiple people who knew the organizers and had low-level roles in DashCon claimed that Roxanne was trying to get the convention to run smoothly, while Kane and Meg didn't seem to have a very good grip on it. Once again, keep in mind that these are second-hand accounts from folks who knew the organizers, and they may have had an incentive to misrepresent said things. But after reading multiple accounts from multiple different people who knew the organizers, there's a pretty consistent picture that Roxanne was trying to fix the con and make it run well, while Kane and Meg weren't putting in much effort in the months leading up to DashCon. Allegedly, Roxanne was staying up until 2 a.m. answering emails, booking panelists, and attending meetings, while Kane and Meg would regularly go MIA and simply refuse to answer Roxanne's emails. Again, Meg was supposed to be the contact for guests and panelists and would frequently not answer their emails or stay in contact with them, leading to multiple panelists dropping out in the months preceding DashCon. Kane was also the one in contact with DashCon's lawyer, but eventually stopped answering his emails, leading to the lawyer quitting and leaving DashCon lawyerless. Kane and Meg also allegedly used their DashCon phones for personal calls, racking up massive phone bills to the convention. Finally, Kane and Meg did not like Roxanne and would refuse to speak to her while she tried to organize the convention. According to Roxanne, it was her job to submit tax information for DashCon, which she couldn't do because Meg would frequently refuse to respond to requests for the relevant information. Roxanne eventually had to step in and handle emails from the panelists'
they
side
improved the
because
ADS
Meg
on the
would simply
submachine gun,
refuse
wow.
to answer emails and calls. Roxanne also allegedly sent a group email with a potential DashCon budget, which the other two organizers ignored. One low-level DashCon organizer named Sycamore, who was a teenager at the time, reported that although she initially felt Roxanne was overbearing during the planning process, it later became apparent that that was because she was the only person there trying to get things sorted, whereas the other organizers didn't seem that interested. I couldn't find specific details on what led to the initial rift between Roxanne and the other two, or why they all entered a business partnership together when they disliked Roxanne so much, but this rift would only deepen as the convention continued. Honestly, the relationship between all three of them is a little odd, given that Kane and Meg were both about in their 30s when they entered this business partnership and Roxanne was a teenager, and the way the two organizers allegedly disliked and targeted her was equally strange. One DashCon account from a man named Matthew J. Hellscream mentioned that him and his wife were asked to fly all the way from Australia and attend DashCon. Matthew
I'm gonna get some ice water, I'll be right back.
Wonderland pseudonyms in his account to refer to the organizers, and later
Yeah, she's very good. She's very talented. I like her.
revealed who was supposed to be
Perky.
who.
Perky is the word. It's a very good quality.
Matthew also didn't
Very perky. I like
refer
it.
to his wife by name, so I'm just going to use a pseudonym as well, so let's say she was called Susan. I couldn't find her actual name. I really hope it's not actually Susan. If it is, I'm very sorry. The gist of his account is that
I believe that she is fundamentally extremely influenced by Wendigoon, and I think you can see a lot of Wendigoon in her. It's weird because I wish I was like about 5 years younger. I think my hipster crew would have been famous. I really do. My hipster crew when I was younger, they would have been famous. They would have been the big streamers, I think. Everyone in my crew outshines all of these people, both statistically and in their actions and stuff.
Susan was internet friends with Meg, who asked the couple.
They've all done crazy things like own marijuana grows and own temples with thousands of followers and stuff. These people are streamers. My friends would have dominated YouTube, but we were just about 5 years too old, you know.
To come to DashCon, to which they agreed. After Susan
I come to it. I wish my friends would come to it. I would like to see my crew take over the internet because I really think they could.
noticed that
I look at these kids and I think these kids pale in comparison to the Denver hipster scene.
Really stressed.
They were like they would talk about it like Portland, Oregon was strong like that. Portland and Denver and Greenwich Village, I would say, are the three big ones. I would say, and Portland wins, but I mean Denver is a hipster paradise. They don't have it like that anywhere else, really. It's a beer swilling microbrewery, marijuana smoking party city full of hipster gay people who moved in for the marijuana revolution. And I definitely would say like my friends were the kings of the world hipsters. Like, there were times when the girls weren't shaving their armpits because we were living on a vegan commune, because it was in to live on vegan communes as bicycle riders. So we lived on a vegan commune, and the girls didn't shave their armpits and stuff. I mean, I really, we were vegans, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we were like, I don't know if these internet personalities were like that. I don't know about that. I don't know, like, okay, back when I was 16 years old, which would have been around, like, 99 or something like that. Is that right? Or 96? Yeah, 96? No, when you're living on a vegan commune, and you don't have any gender norms, and you don't, I mean, when in Rome, female aesthetics, trust me, when a woman is young and fucking hot and fucking beautiful, it doesn't fucking matter if her fucking legs are shaved or not. Or her armpits. It doesn't matter.
About the convention.
And that was something that my crew was very proud of. Anybody of any aesthetics could have been in our crew, because how you looked didn't matter to my crew at all. How you looked did not matter. Could be fat, could be thin, could be any race, could be old, rich, young, didn't matter. I've got friends from all different walks of life and stuff, because judgment was just something that you just didn't do.
Susan asked if she could help manage DashCon's social media.
I missed some of what Hop said. I'm sorry. You said, no. Now, girls, well, yeah, I mean, vegan granola girls who don't shave, they're not normal. They're going to be better than normal. But they're not normal.
After which she was promptly put in charge of the entire vendor hall at the convention. This woman had no history organizing conventions, was not asked if she was up to the task, and was not going to be paid. She was like, hey, I'm a little nervous about this, and Meg told her it was fine and she'd get appropriate training before the fact. Unsurprisingly, this didn't happen. According to Matt, she never got any training or guidance, and while Roxanne was nice to her and tried to help, Kane and Meg offered Susan no direction or support and repeatedly tried to drag her into their personal drama. This was the situation a lot of people running the convention experienced. They were mostly unpaid volunteers, many of them teenagers, and were given no training or guidance as to how to run the actual convention. As a result of the discord and poor planning behind the scenes, multiple panelists who were supposed to be booked and paid in advance...
She's nervous. It's imposter syndrome. She's incredibly fucking nervous. I'm talking jittering in her boots. I've never understood it. If you want to be a fucking personality on the internet, you better not get nervous when you public speak. I mean, I'm sorry, but... How are you gonna handle when a million people come into your channel, when you catch your moments or whatever, and a million people come into your fucking channel? How the fuck are you gonna choke up and quake in your fucking boots? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be Kai Cenat about it.
Received any money for their airfare or hotel bookings. Many
and
of them...
I swear to God, she's drinking the wine because she's scared shitless.
Were told the money would...
It is forced. It's forced, Hop. It was forced 5 minutes ago.
Sometime.
We're 16 minutes into this video. It's forced, and she's drinking because she's nervous. You know, she's drinking because she's nervous, and that's not a good look either.
Careful! You wouldn't want to hurt my pretty face.
I had girlfriends who would have eaten her alive in high school. I hate to say it. Oh. She's too nice. You can see it. She's too nice. She's scared shitless because she's too nice of a person. It's actually funny. It's cute. I actually really love innocence when it's true.
After the convention,
it's actually true innocence. She's shaking.
It was finished and they had made their money off ticket sales. Some waited and some flat out dropped out of the convention in advance. Among those they refused to pay were Steam Powered Giraffe and successful horror podcast Welcome to Night Vale.
So, okay, I really wish I had never seen Stylosa, because he ruined me, right? I started watching Stylosa, and he used to do react videos where he would have the community send in videos to him. And he would tell them what was wrong with their game sense, right? And what they were, you know, hey, there's my video, yay. Blizzard reacts to Overwatch 2 worst reviewed Steam game. So yeah, so like, but if you go back to like Stylosa from a year ago, which is hard to do, you'll see him critique everything about somebody, from the way that they move to the choices that they make, the shots that they make, and all this other stuff. And after I watched him, I feel like I'm applying the same critiques that he used for Overwatch players on and I'm not even that good of a I'm not that good of a content provider. I've got like viewership of like 2 to 5 if I'm lucky. And so like, you know, and so I really shouldn't talk like this, but I'm cold and I'm heartless and I'm cruel. And one of the things that I really love about YouTube is I believe fundamentally that I can weigh in on what my fucking feelings are about this personality. You know, I really feel like I can just like weigh in on it. And I'm incredibly heartless because I was raised off Stylosa and Overwatch 2 reviews, where I believe that their streamer sense isn't that good. You know what I'm saying? Her streamer sense isn't that good. And so I'm like, no, get rid of the forced affect. Don't do the makeup. You're more beautiful natural. The shirt doesn't fit you for how beautiful and smart you are. The statement isn't right. The dye is good. The dye is perfect. But right now, the stupid ass red pill people are up against girls who dye their hair like this. Did you guys know that? They went attacking. What's her name? Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim because of the dyed hair. The incels attacked Ramona Flowers for being this like trope of women who won't sleep with them. And so now, and I love that her hair is dyed. It might actually be a statement, but it is also, it will alienate her also. So if, for like from a critical point of view, from like image and what do they call this, optics, right? From optics point of view, I would be nervous to dye my hair as a girl right now because politically the red pill people are on a stomp about that. Now this video is old. Is from 3 years ago, so I mean it doesn't apply what I'm saying, but it had this video been from this year, it would have applied. So it's good that she got in before, but I bet you her videos that she did today are maybe not so. Let's open her in a new tab. Let's look at her. She's a Yes.
This video is brought to you by Mubi.
My fucking God, she is fucking hot. Jesus Christ, I can't look at her.
As a result, SPG canceled. And no, people who paid special money for Steam-powered giraffe tickets would not be
She's not scared. She has imposter syndrome. She's not scared of this at all. There's no fear in it. Her voice is not shaky. It is not a fear response. It's imposter syndrome. She doesn't believe that she should be this famous. You can see it.
Receiving refunds. In particular, it's worth mentioning that Steam-powered giraffe publicly
I mean, she believes that she should be this famous, but I think she does have fear. She's got some kind of fear. I just don't know what it is. I think I would have to have her tell me what it is, but she's afraid of something. She's afraid of getting canceled, I think.
In January 2014, 7 months before the convention. There was loads of time for the con organizers to issue refunds. They just didn't want to. SPG themselves seemed to be under the impression that DashCon would refund people since, according to their blog, the fine folks at DashCon told us they intend to refund anyone for their appearance, but you should contact them for the details. Yikes. A lot of people were disappointed about SPG canceling since they were arguably the biggest name DashCon had booked. Funnily enough, a few people had accurately identified that this was the convention's first major red flag. Well, besides the fact that it was a Tumblr convention run by a team with no experience. According to this particularly prescient Tumblr user...
What happened? The first ever Tumblr convention will probably fall apart now. SPG was the...
Oh good, snail farts.
Our main guest. And the reason most people were going. My friends and I were planning on driving 15 hours to be there. Why did this fall through?
If you remember that long list of planned panels, it's probably unsurprising that the vast majority of them never actually ended up taking place. By the time the actual convention rolled around, things were in total disarray behind the scenes while the organizers put on a positive face to the public. Which brings us back to July 11th, 2014. It was the first day of the convention, and among the organizers' mishandlings and refusal to properly budget and plan, they had promised the hotel that 3,000 to 7,000 people would be attending the convention, many of whom would be booking rooms there. In actuality, about 500 people showed up that day. That's 16% of their lowest estimate and 7% of their highest. The convention opened to empty rooms, barely attended panels, and desolate landmarks. For example, there was a gaming room that had a single console in it. My favorite picture...
A single console? Whoever gets that console is king of video game land, right? That's me. I'm the guy up there fucking at the console, being like, I need this console to feel normal. And I'm like, all my life I've done this. If there's one single console, I gravitate to it and I stand by it and I'm like, this is the console and I'm in control of it now. It's my heroin and I must control the dosage of it, of who gets to use it and when. It's my heroin. It's not anybody else's heroin. It's my video game console. I don't care if there's 200 people sitting in this room with me. It's my video game console. It's my heroin. Ooh, does it work? It does. Ooh, does it work? I bet it does. Can I wear this? Ooh, yeah, the damage. I don't know. Where is it? It's like, where is this weapon that I just picked up? It's like not here. It's like what? There you are. So fucking cool. We definitely are using that, so... yeah. Yeah, so... this thing... Oh, I got a leather left arm from him. But what happened to the... oh, yeah, you put it way up there, did you? Yeah, no... yeah, you did, Hunting rifle... You know, I think I don't want a sniper rifle per se. I want the hunting rifle on 5. No, wait. Oh, yeah, hunting rifle. But instead of the hunting rifle, I want, like, this hatchet. And I want a hunting rifle instead of the automatic pipe rifle. And I want the sniper rifle, baseball grenade, and good. Except for the combat shotgun is no good. I need my... oh, I souped up a shotgun and then I scrapped it for... oh no, there it is, Sweet. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. I love playing 3 games at once.
And probably the most memorable iconography associated with the convention is the glorious ball pit that had been hyped up for almost a year.
Oh my god, my balls pit. Oh, look at the ball pit. Oh man, who's gonna piss in that first?
Kiddie pool filled with plastic balls. There was also a rumor that someone from 4chan peed in the ball pit, which I can find no accounts of actually happening, but the fact that it was even a believable rumor in the first place is telling of what the atmosphere that first day was like. Despite the low number of attendees, volunteers were stressed and overworked, largely because they were given little to no direction as to what they were actually supposed to do. According to eyewitness accounts from these volunteers, although Roxanne was up and running in the morning, Kane and Meg got drunk in their hotel room late at night and then slept in until noon during every day of the convention, and security teams didn't recognize either of them because of how little they were actually there. By that point, Kane and Meg were continuing to turn on Roxanne. Susan claimed that on the rare occasions that she got the time of day from Kane and Meg during the convention, all they would talk about was how much they disliked Roxanne. Once again, they were about 10 years older than her. She was now 20. They were the adults here. According to Susan, Kane and Meg dropped off a legal document the day before that would have demoted Roxanne to their secretary and asked her to sign it. I haven't seen the actual document, but according to one of Meg's former friends, they wrote it themselves and it's very poorly written. Remember that DashCon's actual lawyer no longer worked for them because Kane stopped replying to his emails. As far as I can find, Roxanne did not sign it, furthering the rift between them. The rest of the day continued to go, not horribly? The staff was overwhelmed and barely anyone showed up, but some panels certainly did happen, if that's your baseline. At about 5 p.m., Susan went to the hotel room with her husband to rest between 2 panels she was supposed to be hosting, only to find out that her key card was disabled and she couldn't get into the room. They both went to the front desk and asked about it and were told that there was an issue with the rooms regarding payment and they wouldn't be let in until it was sorted. They waited outside the room for things to be sorted, and as they were waiting, a group of young congoers walked up to them, and this exchange took place. Is it true? Is what true, we asked. The post on the blog. What post on the blog, we asked. The one where it says the hotel is trying to close the convention down because they don't like the attendees and you need $17,000 by 10 p.m. to keep the convention going. Wait, back up. It turns out, because the number of attendees was less than what Roxanne, Kane, and Meg had anticipated, they made a lot less in ticket sales than expected, and suddenly could not afford to pay the hotel booking fees that had been promised. More specifically, they were short $17,000. Instead of just telling people, hey, we way overestimated the number of attendees and now we can't pay our booking fees, please help, they instead inexplicably opted to lie. The organizers made a post on the DashCon Tumblr that read as follows.
Hello DashCon, please help. The upper management of the hotel is threatening to shut down DashCon unless we give them $17,000 by 10 p.m. Central Time tonight. Please go to dashcon.org and click the donate button and give her anything you can. Unless we get this by tonight, everything is canceled. I suspect it's due to the fact that upper management doesn't like the people at the con. Please donate what you can. Thank you.
Please, we need your money.
Yeah,
money will fix it. Money will fix it, all of it.
Management didn't like them and were extorting them for money, and that they had an hour to raise those funds. Zero willingness to admit to the real reason the con failed. The DashCon organizers then crowded everyone into a room and explained out loud that they needed to raise the $17,000 as quickly as possible. They assured people, for some reason, that it had nothing to do with the hacker known as 4chan and that the hotel simply told them out of nowhere that they were going to need to come up with more money than expected by the end of the night.
We currently have a donation button up on our website, and any little bit that helps. $10, $1, anything helps for us to.
We need your money. We need your money. For the rest of the weekend, we need your money.
We're trying to handle it with as much grace as possible, but we do not want
all your money.
Because everybody's having a very good time about 5 minutes ago.
And that's where we were at the beginning. Some people were pretty angry at this ask, demanding their money back for the convention, while others gladly helped pass around the money bag and contributed their own funds to it. By the end of the hour, based on the money bag and online donations, the DashCon attendees successfully managed to raise enough to keep the hotel for the rest of the weekend. After they announced that they had raised enough money, people whooped and hollered in joy, hugging each other and singing a group rendition of We Are the Champions in a clip that would be memorialized as one of DashCon's low points for years to come.
We made it, guys.
Even after the hotel fees were supposedly paid off, many of the hotel keys were not reactivated. For example, after spending hours volunteering at the convention with no attempts to keep her in the loop, Susan and her husband returned to the hotel after the money was raised and was told that her hotel key would not be reactivated because DashCon had canceled their room. Apparently, part of how the organizers made back their owed money was by providing the hotel with a list of rooms that they would no longer be paying for, suddenly and without warning shunting the responsibility to pay for their hotel rooms back to the many panelists and con volunteers who had been promised a comped room. Keep in mind from that earlier post that they only promised to compensate hotel rooms in the first place for volunteers who spent at least 17 hours volunteering, so they were really screwing over the people who did the most work for them. This would have consequences later on into the convention, so keep the fact that they did that in mind. Susan and her husband were told that DashCon, who had earlier promised to pay for all 3 nights of their hotel stay, would no longer pay for any of their accommodations. So if they wanted to stay for the rest of the weekend, they would have to spend just under $400 out of pocket. And it wasn't like they could just go home, because if you remember, they flew in from Australia. They attempted to contact Meg, who assured them that it would all be dealt with in good time. They were eventually let back into their room, but were forced to pay for it themselves. After having a panic attack, helping out a little bit the next day, and making sure Roxanne and the other volunteers would be okay without her, Susan left, which, honestly, good for her. Despite horrible planning and overestimation of the number of guests and behind-the-scenes drama, the con-goers came through and the con would go on. All that drama. And that was just day 1. Day 2 of the convention arrives. People on Tumblr who were previously excited about the joy and fun that DashCon would bring have caught wind that whatever the fuck is going on in Illinois, it's bad. The atmosphere quickly turns from excitement to cynicism as more and more secondhand information is around regarding the missing money and the hotel lockouts. People begin clowning on DashCon on their own
Oh
blogs,
no!
and missing $17,000 quickly becomes
Where'd the $17,000 go? You lose that all the time. Come on, it's just so easy to lose 17 grand. Come on.
The DashCon organizers make a much longer post on their blog titled The Explanation. The post, which you can find in its entirety on the DashCon blog,
Let's turn the voice off now,
First,
maybe.
you did owe the hotel money, and that is nothing I can
Stupid
get
voice.
around. It's extremely common to
Where
owe
are
a hotel
you?
money for an event at the door, and we made
Stupid
our
game.
prepayments beforehand. We have an extremely good track record when it comes to payments for the appropriate things, and doing so in a timely fashion. We worked out a plan with the hotel to give them money slowly for the entire course of the weekend, which was more than 100% feasible for us. However, 12 hours later, one of our admins was unexpectedly pulled into a meeting with higher-level hotel staff, at which point they were informed that convention management had to procure $20,000 by the end of the night. Unfortunately, the money we needed to pay that amount would not have been coming in until 7/12 in the form of walk-in attendees, as is customary for conventions. Saturday is always the biggest day. While the hotel was aware of this, they still required the money to be provided by 10 p.m. CST. Below is an official letter from the hotel proving that this money was indeed owed, and we had no other route to pursue.
They posted a picture of a receipt. Most of the identifying information was censored, but it mentioned that the balance due was $20,000.
Those who donated via PayPal, we will be refunding you guys after the convention as soon as possible, starting with the largest amounts and moving down from there. For those panels which were rearranged, they will be rescheduled to the best of our ability and will be happening tomorrow. Looking forward to this weekend.
Well, unsurprisingly, the explanation 100% did not help their cause. First of all, their assertion that they would have been able to pay off the fees if the hotel had waited one more day is really doubtful because their estimation of how many people were going to show up was so ridiculously off that unless attendance literally septupled the next day and hit at least 3,000, it wasn't going to happen. As it turned out, about another 500 people showed up the next day, far fewer than expected. Secondly, a lot of people were skeptical of the claim that DashCon would be refunding people after the convention because 1, a lot of people donated by putting money into a large bag, and it's very doubtful that those people would be identified and paid, and 2, people already figured that this convention was very, very doubtfully going to make any money at all. It wasn't even close to meeting its estimated goal, and it was doubtful that it was going to break even, let alone have enough money to repay thousands of dollars worth of donations. And thirdly, People just generally did not trust the word of the DashCon organizers after they lied last night and claimed they were only being asked to pay the hotel because the hotel staff just hated them for no reason. The explanation was generally clowned on as outsiders laughed at the shit show that was DashCon and insiders demanded justice and immediate refunds. It's also worth mentioning that in Internet Historian's video on the topic, he analyzes a series of PayPal transactions posted by the DashCon staff and notes that DashCon's claim of being short $17,000 was a lie in the first place and they were only in fact short a few thousand, meaning they raised far more money than they actually needed. A series of PayPal receipts revealed that the organizers used several thousand of those dollars on personal expenses and potentially pocketed the remainder. Although this wasn't common knowledge at the time, the numbers still weren't adding up for the general public, who quickly recognized that DashCon was lying and they weren't going to be refunded. Back at the actual convention center, things weren't going so hot either. Remember how I said they refused to pay the Welcome to Night Vale cast early and the cast said they wouldn't perform without being paid in advance? Which, by the way, was a very smart decision on their part given how much the con was hemorrhaging money. Yeah, the con organizers did not communicate that information to the public. The Night Vale panel was supposed to start at 12 o'clock p.m. At 12:50 p.m., nearly an hour later, the Welcome to Night Vale cast was still not there, and none of the audience was provided with an explanation of why. People were concerned and getting pretty antsy. Little did the people sitting there know, the con organizers were busy updating the DashCon website to specifically mention in the rules that people would not be getting their money back. Finally, at 1:15 p.m., one of the organizers came forward and explained that the show would not go on.
Okay, so basically, I know you guys have been waiting for an extremely long time, but unfortunately, what I have to tell you guys is that basically, Night Vale just walked. What? Okay, if everyone would like to collectively, groan and sigh together, that's what I've been doing, so you can take a second to do that. So on 3, we're all gonna sigh together, okay? So 1, 2. They wanted everything up front, and they didn't want to wait until after their panel, like we had to go run to a bank, and they refused to wait until after the panel to let us do the rest.
It's worth mentioning that since Steam Powered Giraffe canceled, Welcome to Night Vale was undoubtedly the most famous group of people who were supposed to be at DashCon. Maybe Doug Jones, but not enough people know who he is. Night Vale was definitely the most famous group of people with DashCon's core demographic, and a good chunk of the reason why a lot of people went to DashCon in the first place. Understandably, people were pretty pissed at this, and especially at the fact that the rules were just changed mid-convention to say they would not be getting their money back. The DashCon organizers once again returned to Tumblr to post a half-baked explanation for the Night Vale cancellation. And this is where one of the most iconic quotes from DashCon came from.
For those of you who had reserved seats, we are giving you guys an extra hour with the ball pit, as well as an entry each into
Oh, good, the ball pit full of piss.
A framed Stan Lee
An extra hour with the ball pit.
Armitage autograph, a framed Walking Dead photo with the full cast autographs, a signed Martin Freeman autograph, and more. So many cool prizes. Additionally, you'll be allowed first come, first served places at the Time Crash concert tonight for what extra room we have. For those who bought just daily tickets to see Night Vale, you're welcome to a free Sunday daily badge.
The potential to win an autographed photo and an extra hour in the ball pit, which once
good, the balls pit.
again was a literal plastic kiddie pool filled with balls that could fit maybe 2 people at once.
Oh, it wasn't the only thing filled with balls.
As a compensation prize for several dozen people at least.
I'm fueled by balls.
And also, the ball pit wasn't like a timed thing. It wasn't like before this you had to pay specifically to use the ball pit and they timed how long you got to be in there.
The ball pit, guys.
Getting an extra hour with the ball pit is
just focus on the ball pit.
Only something no one wanted, but is also literally meaningless. It would be like if you were sitting on a rickety bench in a public park and someone stole your money, but told you it was okay because as compensation you could sit on that rickety bench for as long as you wanted. It was just nothing. The phrase extra hour in the ball pit quickly became its own meme and was circulated outside of Tumblr and widely mocked by everyone who saw it. Some people even went to other cons later cosplaying as the DashCon ball pit. People who weren't actually at the convention were mostly a mix of upset for the people who got scammed and living for the drama of it all. This ball pit and the fact that it was genuinely being offered as compensation for a missed panel was the perfect symbol for the mix of earnestness and incompetence that DashCon had to offer. Remember the non-specific goodie bags that were being offered on the Indiegogo page as a backer reward back when DashCon was TumbleCon USA? The bizarre list of other compensation items led some people to speculate that these items came from the goodie bags from the original Indiegogo, although without confirmation as to what was in them, it's impossible to say if that's true or not. Remember that thing earlier about how when they ran out of money, the con organizers just ditched all the panelists whose hotels they promised to pay for and made them suddenly pay their own way? On the same day Night Vale dropped, this happened to the Baker Street Babes, a group of women who hosted a Sherlock Holmes-themed podcast and were supposed to do a panel at the convention. They subsequently threatened legal action and left the convention early. The same thing also happened to featured artist Noelle Stevenson, yes, that Noelle Stevenson, and popular geek bloggers Lindsay Faye and Being Geek Chic. In particular, Noelle mentioned she had to sleep on a couch offered to her by the Night Vale people because no one would let her into her actual hotel room. This led to many of them dropping out of the convention only a day after it began, leading to an even worse experience, leading to more attendees getting mad. On top of panelists dropping because they weren't paid, the con experience was getting worse and worse. Vendors paid $150 each for a spot in Artist Alley, and after way fewer people than expected showed up, they began to leave as they weren't making enough money to justify being there. This created a snowball effect, as fewer vendors meant fewer people checking out Artist Alley, which meant fewer sales, which meant fewer vendors. The remaining panels were not the worst thing in the world, but were mostly pretty bad, not because the panelists were at fault, but because the con had no money and almost no one was there. Among them included games where hotel mints were given out as prizes and panels where there weren't enough chairs for all the speakers. A DashCon organizer, who I believe is Roxanne, tweeted a picture of herself crying on the official DashCon account. The charity Random Act, who, if you recall, DashCon claimed to be affiliated with, released a statement telling people they had nothing to do with the convention. Minors were rumored to be allowed into adult-only panels, and people also claimed that actor Doug Jones had also left the convention early on Sunday morning. Long story short, the rest of the convention sucked. On Sunday, the organizers hosted an official apology panel, and in Meg's words, there were a lot of mistakes made on a lot of different people's parts, and we apologize for the parts that were us. Meg also mentioned wanting to make the convention better in 2015, which, lol.
We are first timers, but we intend to learn from our mistakes to make 2015 even better.
The final day of the convention ended with relatively little fanfare in person and lots of people absolutely losing their minds online. Folks were making memes, laughing at the organizers and congoers, and demanding their money back. So that was the actual convention in a nutshell. The organizers recruited a bunch of unpaid teenagers with no experience to run things on the ground, and the only people it was worse for than the attendees were the panelists. Although eyewitness accounts placed Roxanne as the only organizer making any effort to make the convention better, the other two repeatedly attempted to push her out of the organizing work, and she was still complicit in the financial mess that was DashCon. Many people who went to the convention described it as not the worst thing they'd ever done, but still, not a very good con. So that was DashCon itself. But what happened afterwards? And where are they now? Several days later, on July 17th, Meg released an official statement on the website, which she called Separating Fact from Fiction. In it, the DashCon organizers made several claims. These claims were as follows. They did not misuse any of the $17,000, and all of it went to paying con fees and maintaining the convention. As per Internet Historian's earlier analysis, this is likely untrue. Anyone who requested it before July 19th would have their PayPal money refunded. Anyone who requested it after July 19th would be ignored. Besides the fact that this only gave people a 2-day window to ask for their money back, the aforementioned refunds did not end up happening. The volunteers and panelists were not comped their hotel rooms because of a clerical error which happened for reasons still unknown, which they were working on resolving. The reason Meg was not answering any of the panelists' calls was because her phone reception was shoddy in the convention center. Rumors about actor Doug Jones leaving early and minors being allowed into 18+ panels were both untrue. They would uphold their rules and would not be offering any refunds for any cancelled events. DashCon 2015 would be happening the same weekend next year. Interestingly enough, Meg's account only mentioned herself and Kane, and there was no mention of Roxanne anywhere in the post. Finally, Meg thanked everyone for their patience and included a donation button at the bottom of the page, which... amazing. Meg continued to respond to people on the DashCon Tumblr blog for the next short while, reblogging the official statement multiple times and assuring people that they would get their money back. Unsurprisingly, people did not get their money back. In the months following DashCon, Kane and Meg formed a new corporation for next year's DashCon and kicked Roxanne out. They renamed it Emoticon 2015 and ignored people's requests for refunds in favor of working on Emoticon. Roxanne was also denied access to any remaining DashCon funds. It's rumored that they kicked her out because she was the only organizer who actually wanted to refund people, which is possible, but based on earlier accounts, it sounds like Kane and Meg had a problem with Roxanne for a long time before that. Kane and Meg assembled a new team to help them run Emoticon, most of whom were, again, people in their early 20s with no con experience, and almost all of them were called out on Tumblr for various injustices within the week. Some of these organizers were called out for defending blackface, others were called out for harassing DashCon panelists on their personal Tumblr accounts. Kane and Meg quickly removed references to these organizers on their website, but didn't mention if any of them had been fired. This was also when Susan and her husband Matt posted their account of DashCon, and Meg responded on her own Tumblr saying there's no way they got the full story because they spent less than 24 hours at the con. Despite, you know, being main volunteers and being kicked out of their hotel room because the organizers decided to stop paying for them. This earned Meg even more backlash, which she earnestly responded to, calling her haters narrow-minded and telling them to suck a bag of dicks. The Emoticon website is no longer up, but it was a complete mess, even reusing paragraphs verbatim from the DashCon website. Also, their privacy policy was copy-pasted directly from the League of Legends website. The website also claimed to no longer be a Tumblr convention and was for, and I quote, Tumblr, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook, and 4chan. The website was quickly circulated on all of these sites, who readily mocked it. Kane and Meg also organized a series of online forums for discussing Emoticon and set up a language filter on the forum that auto-corrected Roxanne's name to Voldemort. Again, these people were in their 30s. Emoticon was met with a lot of distrust and hostility from people who knew about DashCon, as well as incredulous reactions that they were genuinely going to try to do the convention again after the colossal mess that it turned out to be. Despite this distrust, the Emoticon organizers were quickly exposed for deleting any comments on the official Emoticon Facebook page that were critical of the convention, leaving the veneer that people were supportive and excited about the con. Despite erasing negative comments about Emoticon, the staff couldn't pretend forever that the convention was going to be a success, and on December 9th, 2014, the official Emoticon blog made a post claiming that the convention was cancelled due to a lack of ticket sales and refunds would be issued. Several people responded with a list of additional questions, including whether DashCon was liquidated, why Roxanne auto-corrected to Voldemort on her forum, and whether the planned guests for Emoticon would be refunded for any travel they planned to do. Meg responded to none of them and promptly abandoned the Emoticon Tumblr. DashCon 2015 and the hopes of any future DashCons died with it. According to the blog Emoticon Indie, who claims to be run by people who know the organizers, Meg was later fired from her job, filed for bankruptcy, and now spends most of her time role-playing Homestuck Online, and Kane later got a shoplifting conviction from Walmart and is still lying about attending an Ivy League school. Both of them are holding on to the DashCon funds and have still not refunded people to this day. Meanwhile, Roxanne has apparently been doing well for herself after unsuccessfully hiring a lawyer to get access back to the DashCon Corporation. Is all this actually true? I don't know, and it seems almost too good to be true that the bad guys of the story got some kind of karmic justice while the only organizer who made an actual effort is doing well. It's also worth mentioning that the link on Emoticon Indie's Tumblr showing that Meg filed for bankruptcy is real, but is also from 2009, so I don't think it's related to her DashCon organizing. In any case, wherever the three organizers are now, they're at least not in a position to run any future conventions, which I think is much more important than whether Kane actually shoplifted from Walmart or whatever. So, that's the story of DashCon and the people who made it what it was. From the start, DashCon was a poorly organized venture marked with financial missteps, internal drama, and horrible planning. Do I think the DashCon staff set out to scam people on purpose? No. I think it was honestly a mix of willful incompetence, a refusal to admit wrongdoing, and several people simply getting in over their heads. If I feel bad for anyone involved in this, it's Roxanne. I mean, I most certainly wouldn't have been in a position to organize a convention as a 19-year-old, or even now for that matter. Being a teenager who's brought into a business venture with a bunch of 30-year-old children who proceed to ignore you, shit-talk you, try to force you into becoming their secretary, and then fire you and call you Harry Potter insults has gotta be a pretty terrible experience, and wherever Roxanne is, I hope she's doing relatively well. Hashtag justice for Roxanne. Regardless, I don't want to absolve anyone of responsibility here, and it is worth mentioning that all of the DashCon organizers, including Roxanne, repeatedly lied to panelists and con-goers throughout the whole debacle. There really are no fully innocent parties as far as con organizers go. Most of the people who were booked to be panelists at DashCon are doing quite well for themselves now, and no one was forced into financial ruin by it, which is a good thing. Welcome to Night Vale, Noelle Stevenson, Steam Powered Giraffe, Doug Jones, and Baker Street Babes are still all very successful and happy, which is good. As for the con-goers themselves, as far as I can find, people who donated never did get their money back. I hope at the very least that people got some positive memories out of DashCon. I think there's a tendency after the fact to just make fun of the people who went to the convention as though it was their fault DashCon was awful. Even in the Internet Historian video, the main footage used is from someone essentially going around and making fun of the con-goers, and I think that's just the wrong message to take from DashCon. Not only did no one know going into it that DashCon was going to suck because nothing like it had ever happened before, but these were also just largely just people trying to meet up with their internet friends and have fun. On that note though, one interesting consequence post-DashCon is that the atmosphere of Tumblr itself very rapidly changed. After the con happened, I saw fewer and fewer people referring to Tumblr as a friendly, home-like community for them, and more people referring to it as a hell site. I also never again unironically saw a post wishing there was a Tumblr University or a Tumblr Island. I think this shift from Tumblr's users loving it to hating it wasn't only because of DashCon. There were a number of other social factors at play that I could spend a whole video talking about. But DashCon definitely left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths, and a lot of folks came out of the event embarrassed to be members of the Tumblr community. Although DashCon is now nothing but a vaguely nostalgic memory and a source of cringe for most of the internet, its legacy carries on 6 years later as both a precautionary tale against attending poorly planned events and a reminder that just because someone has the same geeky interests as you does not mean they have your best interests at heart. Most importantly, DashCon served as a great reminder that no matter how badly things are going for us right now, at least we're not spending an extra hour in the ball pit. I'd like to thank CuriosityStream for helping me talk about DashCon for 40 minutes. This is wild to me. If you want to know more about the awesome people who've supported me and helped me make stuff like this, you're in luck because CuriosityStream and Nebula have allowed me to make exclusive content available only on Nebula. Nebula is a collaborative streaming platform by me and many other creators like Lindsay Ellis, Kat Black, Tierzoo, and many others. It's a really great platform to have because not all videos are best suited for YouTube, whether that's because of copyright, monetization, or just money and time constraints. For those videos that aren't best suited for a platform like YouTube, it's great to have a space like Nebula where you can access high-quality content. When you sign up for Nebula, you get early access to my YouTube videos, and you can watch my exclusive video Debater Theater, which was made specifically for Nebula.
If you've consumed any media in the last 70 years, there's a good chance you've heard this voice. This sound, man being eaten by alligator, was recorded for Distant Drums in 1951 for a scene where a guy randomly drowns all by himself. This recording then became part of the library of sound effects people at Super Warneo Brothers used. Another scream from that recording then appeared in 1953's The Charge at Feather River, where a certain Private Wilhelm gets shot by an arrow. They also use it like 2 more times in the same movie. Sound designer Ben Burt noticed this reuse and started reusing it himself in student films because he thought it was funny. As a silly little joke, he hid it in the background of a B-movie he was hired to work on. Oops, looks like culture's been changed forever. Bert had accidentally started a career-long running joke. In his big cameo in Jedi, he does an impression of the scream when he gets killed by an OSHA-violating guardrail. Then other people started using it too, and now it's everywhere.
Wow, I had no idea.
Getting in on someone else's in-joke kind of risks ruining it, but I wouldn't know anything about that. And there's a bunch of other iconic screams like this.
Oh, I remember this one from Broken Arrow. That scream, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Like with Wilhelm, the source of these sounds are usually well documented. That scream comes from a popular sound effects library. And while we're ruining things, those sheep/goats screaming like a human videos you love so much? Yeah, they're all fake. That's just a sound that comes free with Apple software. You're welcome, but for over a decade, one sound's original source was unknown. This one. This is all over internet nowadays, but where's it from? Most people under a certain age are yelling Roblox at the screen right now. Roblox is a free online game/platform people can make additional content and games for. Those sheep/goats screaming like a human videos you love so much? Yeah, they're all fake. That's just a sound that comes free with Apple software. You're welcome, but for over a decade, one sound's original source was unknown. This one. This is all over internet video nowadays, but where's it from? Most people under a certain age are yelling Roblox at the screen right now. Roblox is a free online game/platform people can make additional content and games for, and they can even monetize what they make for a pittance. According to YouTube journalists People Make Games, Roblox developers receive less than 25% of the money from sales of content they make. This has led to the Roblox Corporation attaining a net worth of roughly $7 quadrillion. And one of, if not the, most iconic things about this game is its death sound effect, also known as the Roblox oof. Videos of just this sound get millions upon millions of views. It has its own separate existence as a meme across thousands of videos, and one video claiming to be its origin has 117 million views,
Wow.
shockingly close to the lifetime views of my entire channel. This sound effect is a phenomenon, but it's not from Roblox, and this child is a liar. Now, I haven't played Roblox. I play mature games for grown-ups, like Fortnite. When I was the age Roblox would have definitely controlled my life, it was instead being controlled by stop-motion animation, and then later by Garry's Mod, a game which did not monetize its content in increasingly horrifying ways, transforming its community into a digital sweatshop, but I'm sure the new way is fine too. So no, I haven't played Roblox, but I have played Messiah. Messiah was released in the year 2000 and developed by Shiny Entertainment. They made Path of Neo, so they're insane and I love them. You play as a cute little cherub named Bob, who gets blasted down to Earth to help out. This is the best opening cutscene ever. Bob has no combat abilities whatsoever. Instead, though, he can possess other people.
I'm a cop.
You know, in real life, a huge portion of the angels who come to Earth end up in the bodies of police officers. It's true, Google 40% cops. Bob can possess basically any living thing, including rats when the developers feel like making you save scum. The player is constantly switching bodies, using their different abilities, credentials, and weapons. The pacing is breakneck, because doing so doesn't slow you down. I played Messiah in the mid-2000s when I found it in a Christian charity shop. I assume they didn't see the words sex, religion, possession, death on the cover, and then I threw it away. I bought this copy on eBay to use as a prop. I have to get this out for the rest of the video now. Then a decade passes, and in a random YouTube video, I hear a familiar sound. People tell me it's from Roblox, but I swear I've heard it somewhere else. Obviously, I immediately forgot about it and moved on with my life until 2019 when someone else figured it out. User PlasmaNode on Reddit was watching the ending cinematic on YouTube for some reason and noticed a very familiar sound. He posted his discovery on Reddit along with a clip from the ending. Someone stole and reposted his clip on Twitter. A large Roblox YouTuber made a video about that tweet, and then journalists started picking up on it. Although the articles do credit the wrong person with the discovery because their one source is a video that got it wrong. Why did the sound get so popular?
Why does this matter?
Well, if TV has taught me anything, children being injured is just universally funny. Let's not think about what that says about us. Here's an interesting fact, which I
be right back, guys. I got a
justifies me
bio.
playing the entire game in preparation for this video. Everyone involved seems to think the sound effect is specifically in the ending, but it's actually all over the game. You can fly around and flap your little wings to float, and whenever you slam into a wall, Bob makes a noise, and that's one of the noises. It's also in the opening cutscene too. It's kind of funny it was discovered in the ending, the last possible place you would hear it if you played the game. Interestingly enough, there was proof in Roblox the sound was from Messiah all along, and no one thought to check. You see, sound files have this thing in them called metadata. It's extra information that comes with a file, you know, album art, list of the artists and people who worked on it, and so on. You know those pirated Weird Al Yankovic albums your friend gave you when you were 14? That's why the album art was in there. It was in the metadata. I think that anecdote might be a bit too specific. The oof sound in Roblox's game files, .wav, has metadata in it saying it was made in 1999 while Messiah was being made, with the engineer listed as Joey Kouros. Joey Kouros is an extremely prolific video game sound designer. He's worked on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Spider-Man, Gears of War, and even Fortnite. That clip I showed earlier, that wasn't just me showing off my sick skills, that was a clever setup for this bit. No, it wasn't actually. I wrote a Fortnite joke and then it turned out he'd worked on Fortnite, but still. And here's Joey on page XXXVI of Messiah's manual as one of the sound effects guys. See, look, see? I don't have a camera person this time, so I'll have to cut to a close-up that I shot later. Rachel stopped responding when she found out what the video was about. So there we go. We know where the sound effect was from. We even have a good idea who might have made it. Mystery solved. We can all go home to our families. Just kidding, there's more. That's only the beginning of the story, you worm. You worm. I can't say that. We haven't even talked about who owns the sound effect yet. It doesn't belong to Joey. It belongs to the company he was working for when it was made, Tommy Tallarico Studios, along with its owner, I don't need to say his name. He named his studio after himself.
Are you ready? Yeah!
Tommy Tallarico is a veritable video game industry icon, according to the first line of his biography on his website. I wouldn't personally go that far, but he was a fairly well-known musician and composer for video games in the 90s and 2000s. His most notable soundtracks include Earthworm Jim, MDK, and Advent Rising. His company was involved with the sound effects on lots of other games from this period too. That's why if you're my age or older, this is burned into your brain.
Tommy Tallarico Studios.
He was also on TV on the shows Electric Playground and Judgment Day, some of the earliest shows about video games, reviewing new releases and interviewing developers. If you were around for a certain era of game history, you remember Tommy from TV or played something his company worked on. He also co-founded Video Games Live, which produced symphony performances of popular video game soundtracks. VGL is universally recognized among gamers as a thing they think they remember hearing about that seems nice. Through royalties from his company's work over the years, Tommy's doing pretty well for himself, and he's spent his money on living in a very interesting house. It has themed rooms, a Spider-Man room full of all the original comics.
Probably have about $50,000 in your hands right there.
Giant statues of Lara Croft and the Fifth Element lady, an ancient Egypt-themed dining room. The list goes on.
The first thing I built in my house when I bought this was a 7-foot waterfall, but it kind of sucks because at night sometimes I have to go to the bathroom.
And Tommy is proud of his insane mansion, that's why I've got so much footage of it. He's given numerous tours of the place over the years, and it was even on MTV's Cribs. He's so proud of that, he re-uploaded it to his own YouTube channel years later. He's very happy about the fact he was specifically on MTV's Cribs. He says it a lot in interviews, and that's what he calls the video he uploaded onto his own channel, and there's no way he would tell an obvious lie like that. Would he? Foreshadowing is a literary device in which he also re-uploaded an old UK show where the presenter clearly hates his house.
This is absolutely hideous. You've got to sort yourself out, Tommy. You've got too much money. This is silly. It's not right, Tommy.
No, but it is.
There's children starving.
And if you're the sort of person who's impressed by Guinness World Records, Tommy has a huge stack of them leaning up against a cabinet in the corner of his awards/Indiana Jones nook. The big one is person who has worked on the most video games in their lifetime.
I actually have the Guinness World Record for the person who's worked on the most video games in their lifetime.
He's such a big deal, he was handpicked by Shigeru Miyamoto to work on Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime with Shigeru Miyamoto. I worked with him for many years.
And he was also the first American to work on the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise.
I was the first American ever hired to work on the Sonic franchise.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Do you really believe that? Tommy's been kind of resting on his laurels doing video games live for a while now. He hasn't done much new music for games since the late 2000s. One of the last things he did was donate music to Super Tofu Boy, a game made by Peter. It's a really bad Super Meat Boy clone interspersed with quite good music and interesting meat facts. Listen, Peter, I've eaten a lot of tofu, but meat doesn't scream either. If it did, people would probably stop eating it. Tommy is a vocal Peter supporter, doing an interview for them in the Egyptian wing of his house about cruelty to animals, and put out a statement on Facebook responding to criticism of his involvement with Tofu Boy. It's the only press release I've ever read that has emoticons in it. We can't really talk about Tommy without talking about what he was doing while the oof was being discovered. Tommy is most well known nowadays for what has become known as the Amico disaster. In 2018, Tommy acquired the rights to Intellivision, a game company from the